OG Crunk Stuff.
And today is episode 117 of the OG podcast. Man, I feel like that's how much I'm gonna weigh by the end of this month. Is 117 pounds.
117. I can't remember the last time I was 117 pounds. Like, it must have been like before I was a teenager.
Well, yeah. Well, you got. I've been talking about how my wife started a new like diet thing, and well, the doctor gave her this medicine, and then along with the medicine, the doctor told her that she could pretty much eat like what she wants as long as she just makes healthier choices. Well, my brother-in-law, he he's like more like into like fitness training and stuff, and like this dude, he had some weight, and he just got diagnosed like being diabetic and all this stuff. And
Mm.
one day he just got like a spurt to like start eating healthier, and so he started eating healthier, and he started doing these Spartan races. Well, within a year, he totally completely quit smoking. He lost a lot of weight, and he's no longer diabetic. So with that knowledge, my wife went to him, and he's put her like on this like nutritional like diet thing of like what not to eat, what to eat, or whatever, and how many calories she needs to put in a day. And man, I've been trying to eat the same things that she's been eating. I don't have to, but I choose to support my wife. And man,
Mm.
I've tried some crazy stuff. I think the craziest thing I tried was yesterday, and that was cauliflower. Cauliflower. It's supposed to mimic mashed potatoes, right? But it's not, like it has no potato in it. But it's basically cauliflower mashed potatoes, and that was a little interesting to say the least. Uh,
Okay.
yeah. So your boy's trying to eat healthy, but it's hard out here, man. It's hard because from
Yeah,
what
it is.
I don't like cauliflower at all. But
But
I, I
it's not the greatest.
I'm trying for my wife. And then they have this other substitute for rice. It's called cauliflower rice. I don't know what else you would call it, but when you think rice, you think rice. The whole thing, like, don't get me wrong. Okay, so here's a weird thing. It tastes great, actually, surprisingly enough. But the thing that like throws me off is the texture. I'm like a texture dude, and so yeah, the texture just like throws me off. So I can't eat it.
Mhm.
Like it just throws me off. Like
Yeah.
I just nope, can't do it. It's like it tastes like rice, it looks like rice, but it doesn't feel like rice. Can't eat it. It's just a weird
Mm.
thing. So yeah, I think I've been losing some weight. I don't need to. I need to gain, but I've been also drinking some protein shakes in the morning, to keep my muscle mass up and stuff like that, and just eating healthier. I've tried to cut myself down to one Pepsi a day, except for the podcast. But yeah, it's hard because
It
I love my Pepsi, man, and my
is.
coffee. But apparently, supposedly, coffee is more healthier than soda. I don't really believe that, but whatever.
It depends on different things. It's just like a lot of your juices actually have more sugar than actual soda.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm.
It's just because of different ingredients. So that's why it's more a balance of what your body needs is what you should have.
Yeah.
If you don't need as much sugar, but you need more of something else, then juice may not be the best thing for you because even though it is 100% juice, there's a lot of sugar in it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
kind of like you just have to make that decision. I'm definitely not in the camp of trying to eat healthy right now. I'm not gonna lie. This is not what I'm trying to do. So I'm okay. Like I said, I'll deal with the struggle. I'm willing to do that because it's kind of one of those things you have to make a choice. You know, you rather eat better to possibly feel better, or maybe not eat as well, but just understand what the consequences are going to be and accept it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I've always lived by the Bible diet, and the Bible diet is do everything in moderation. And I feel like if you do everything in moderation,
Yeah.
you'll be alright. You know, cause you could eat,
And that's really the key in general
yeah,
is moderation.
moderate.
Like it's not like you shouldn't ever eat meat or anything like that. It's just how much meat should you eat is the
Right,
real question.
cause you could
You
even
know,
die from
and
drinking too much water.
you can, yeah,
So it's
you definitely can.
like
So
that's
yeah,
what you know. That's why that's why me. I'm like I just do everything in moderation. That's
mm,
even now, even though that we're eating healthier or whatever. Like I do everything in moderation. Like my wife, like she'll buy me like this whole like this is before we were like eating crazy healthy. She'll buy me like this king size, like well, not I don't know why they call it king size, cause it's just like more than one Reese's peanut butter cup, right? And so it's like seven Reese's peanut butter cups, cause that's like my favorite candy. And she's like, I'll eat one, and then like I'm done. Like I won't eat probably another one for like another like a month or so. And she's like, how do you do that? I'm like, I don't know. It's just how I am. Like if I want something like sweet, I don't like want the whole thing. I just want that little bit and I'm good. You know, as far as candy wise. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
So like I don't know. I've always done that. Like I've always done that in moderation thing. Like and that's before I even became to like, you know, had a relationship with God. I already accidentally lived by that diet and just moderation. You know what I'm saying? So
hmm
to me, that's the best diet you could ever do because your body, everybody's body is different. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, your body might handle milk. My body absolutely does not handle milk. So, you know, moderation is
yeah.
great. But yeah, so yeah, I feel like I'm gonna be about 117 with what I've been eating. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I don't ever weigh myself. You know, hence to like you have to stand on the scale to weigh, and yeah, I can't stand. So I don't know. I don't ever weigh myself. I always say I'm like 120, 120, 130. That's what I tell the doctors. Could be lying. It could be the truth. But other than that, how's your week been, man?
It's been pretty good. I've been trying a lot of new mobile games.
Really?
A lot.
Really?
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of feedback on what games to try. So I've been trying a few games on the back burner. Some that I think have potential, some that I've already uninstalled because they're just not worth my time, at least in my opinion. But yeah, I've tried about 3 or 4 new mobile games within this past week.
Nice.
So I'm debating on which one I'm going to demo first. But it's been an interesting ride because I literally spent most of yesterday playing like a variety of different games, and then Sunday I did play one new game on Sunday. It was just
Mm,
I was more focused on just chilling with a woman, and making dinner and all that stuff and just chilling. But I did play a little bit on Sunday too.
that's
But
cool. So you had a good resurrection Sunday?
yeah, there you go. I sure did. Yeah, basically, I just put a ham in the oven. We made some broccoli and shells and cheese. We do that
Nice.
combination.
Nice.
And then we also have stuffing, which we actually didn't eat that day. We're actually going to eat that today instead.
Nice.
Because again, we don't like to eat too much at once because we also do things in moderation. Not really because we made that decision. That's just how we both naturally are. So it just kind of works out that way.
Yeah, it just works out that way.
Um,
It works.
but so we had a little bit of that, so I can run some ham here and there and some,
Dang, sound
broccoli
like
and
you had
whatnot.
a mini Thanksgiving meal. I don't know. I don't ever hear about stuffing unless it's Thanksgiving. So that's interesting. I never knew.
Well, the woman really likes stuffing, and that's why I got it. That's like
Oh,
one of her favorite side dishes of all
really?
time, so
That's
that's why I
interesting.
buy it.
That's
Yeah,
interesting.
she loves it, and I like it. It's just not something that I want to eat a lot. So
Yeah, it's not. I don't know. I've had good stuffing and I've had bad stuffing, but I'm not a stuffing kind of guy. I didn't know people eat it like regularly. I thought it was
Well,
a.
to be perfectly honest, like I don't know what everybody else does because we don't necessarily follow the trends of everyone else. Because
Yeah.
everybody else has to have like yams, which I think are disgusting,
Yes, yams are
and
nasty.
all kinds of other random stuff. We don't do all that. Like we just kind of do certain things that we don't do all the time, but things that we like, and that's basically our meal for any holiday.
Hey, I mean, that's your get fat day. I mean,
Yep,
if you're to get fat on stuff, why get fat on stuff that you don't like? It just makes no sense.
exactly.
You're not gonna get fat then. You're just gonna get skinny because you're not gonna eat it.
Yep.
So I mean, yo, I mean that's what's up though. So you had some shells and cheese, some ham, and some stuffing, and just
Broccoli.
oh broccoli. My
And the
bad.
stuffing, the stuffing's gonna be today because we decided to wait on the stuffing.
Nice, nice, nice,
Yeah.
nice, nice. That's what's up. Well, my week was a little interesting. I played a lot of Smash during the week, of course. I've been playing a
Hmm.
lot of Smash. I absolutely love that game. Like so much content. And then I think it was last week of the podcast, they come up with a new update where the new character came out, which is Joker
Hmm.
from Persona 5.
Yep.
Really good character by the way. But they've also came out with another gym in Super Smash Brothers. Are you ready?
Hmm.
You can now create your own levels.
Mm.
Fully customize your own levels. And
That's pretty interesting.
you can actually there was you can you're not just picking from pieces. You can actually draw your own pieces and put them in the game. There's actually people that like playing on Mr. Skinner, like from The Simpsons and stuff like that. And
Hmm.
you can actually share these. You can download them. You can do all kinds of stuff. And then what they've also done too is they made it where you can create your own character through the me thing. So you can create your own me uh Super Smash Brothers character, which is really cool.
Okay.
And you can give
So
them
are you just picking like the move sets of a certain character that you just kind of adjust how they look, or what?
kind of like that, yeah. Like they for the Mii's they have like certain move sets like swordsman, gun person, and I'm
Hmm.
paraphrasing. These are not actually the words, and so forth and so forth. And then you're creating them how you want them to look, which is really
Yeah.
cool, which is really neat. It's a different way to view Smash. Again, it gave not that the game needed because it has so much content already. Like I didn't realize this, but do you know how many characters are in Super Smash? My wife looked this up.
Way too many.
70.
Yeah.
That's a
I
lot.
would have never guessed.
I
Yeah.
I I I have not even come close to unlocking all those, cause I don't do it the cheap way. Um, I actually unlock them. I actually play the game to unlock them. Um, I actually fight. You know what I mean? Like I don't just run off the edge to trigger the
Hmm.
character to come.
Right.
That's what a lot of streamers did. They would just like run around for like 20 minutes, and then the next game run off the edge, and it triggers the character, and then they beat the character, and then they get it, and it's like
Hmm.
no, I don't do it that way. I actually earn it. Uh, I think it's stupid for people to do that. Um I mean, I get it, you do what you want. I mean, you're a streamer or whatever, and you want to have all the characters, but I think it's cool to see for people to see actually that you're earning your characters by playing. Yo, good morning, sir. What up, Cicero? What's good, man? So yeah, definitely been playing that. Also this week, my Resurrection Sunday was a little interesting. My sister-in-law got in a real bad car accident. So we were like um dealing with that, but luckily she's okay. She did have to have a lot of surgery done, like 7 hours worth of surgery. Uh, Man, if I showed you this car, OG, after the podcast, you'd be like, "Oh my god!" Like can't nobody tell me God ain't real, man. Like, oh my God, it was crazy. Like, literally, she wasn't wearing a seatbelt and she hit a pole head on, going really fast.
Mm.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Okay.
Yeah. Supposedly trying to pick up her phone that fell on the floor. So yeah. So pretty much we were spending most of our holiday in the hospital with her. It's all good, man. She's doing good. She like surprisingly like she didn't go through the window. But everything like the car like beat her up tremendously. But the ironic thing is like my sister-in-law from New Mexico is down here now, helping and everything. And I said, despite the circumstances, uh, God made it to where we could all be together on Resurrection Day, because we wouldn't all have been together on Resurrection Day. So, we were all able to spend time together and hang out, but it's just the sucky circumstances. So, other than that, I just been, trying to be that supportive person, for the family, the strong one. Um, because everybody's kind of shooken up right now. But I'm like, yes, I get it, but you gotta understand, she's alive. She's doing well, and she's gonna make it through, and it's gonna be an amazing testimony. So, and to me, the most beautiful thing about the whole thing is she gave her life to Christ afterwards. So that was pretty awesome. Uh, so yeah, it's just been a crazy week, as far as that. And I know that was only the weekend, but this to say, like, with everything that like has been like happened, it is man is it's been eventful. It feels like a week. However, I did stream on Mixer last Thursday.
Oh, so
Uh,
you actually did stream on Picture. How'd
I
that go?
um, it was a good experience. Yeah, I mean, there are some things that um, I mean, pretty much it's like this. It as far if you were thinking that you're gonna get like the tremendous growth right away because of their so forth so forth um then you're gonna you're not gonna get like tremendous growth right away, but it was a good experience. To surprisingly, and this is why I had to try it for myself, Cicero, because I had to see if it was a Mixer thing or if that was an internet thing. I None of my viewers had no buffering issues. In fact, my viewer base, it was crazy because a lot of people uh you have to pay for the premium. But it's only $7. It's only $7 a month. And that's really, I mean, it's really, when you think about like what you pay for Spotify, what you pay for everything else, it's not really that bad of an issue. And if you get partnered, you automatically get that for free. So there's a lot of incentives. I actually enjoyed it. My viewers actually liked watching me better on Mixer than they did on Twitch, which was interesting because they liked the faster response. I tried it because one, I told you to stay on Twitch, but then I realized I haven't tried Mixer in a while. And so I would need to try it for I haven't tried it in 4 years, like 3 years. And then, ironically enough, I've gotten another opportunity, some good opportunities, on my table if I enjoy Mixer,
if you enjoy Mixer what, it kind of cut out after that.
Oh, for some reason it shut off. That was weird. I don't know.
Yeah, like you all of a sudden weren't there.
Yeah, my mic went into mute for some reason. Like the button switched over. So like I haven't really made a decision if I'm gonna go, full fledged mixer or not. Cause like I said, I have some really good opportunities. And you know, um, you know, to be, and if you could say, well, yeah, but the numbers handy, yeah, but to be honest with you, if we're gonna go numbers wise as far as viewers wise, like I'm gonna be real, it's about the same. It's about the same. The only difference is right now I'm getting money on Twitch and I'm not getting money on Mixer. That's the only difference. That's the only difference right now, as I see. I we still won't be over at Able Gamers this Thursday. So I'm probably gonna be over again. I'm probably gonna be over at Mixer again tomorrow. Checking it out, just giving it another another go. A a hooray, a hoorah. Um, I've been encouraged to keep trying. So I'm gonna be encouraged to keep trying. What up, Spotted Wolf? What's good, man? So we're gonna see what happens, man. And I mean, there's no hurt in doing both, right? there's no hurt in doing both. So yeah, that was that, and then I've just been this week started. Well, I was gonna start Monday, but I didn't get to start Monday just because like with the accident and everything, I just needed to spend time with God, man. Like so Monday, like I rested and but it was funny, like God showed me, he was like restoration and restore. And so like I just was spending time with him on Monday and just thanking him and praising God. But all this week on my channel, I'm gonna be on this channel. Well, probably on Mixer tomorrow too. I'm gonna be streaming Smash. So I've been streaming Smash, Super Smash Brothers. I'm gonna be streaming Super Smash Brothers all week. I actually finally got my. I actually ordered in my Ethernet adapter for my Switch, so my Switch dock actually plugs into the back of my router now, so I don't have a wireless connection when it comes to playing online. Now here's the weird thing, right? Like, um, here's the weird thing. So you think when you plug your Switch into the Ethernet adapter, you're gonna get faster speeds, correct? No, you get about the same speeds, but the but here's the good thing about having the Ethernet plugged in to your Switch is that it's a stable connection, because uh, the um the the what you call it, the Switch's network adapter is not the greatest, so it can't handle 100 megs. I have 1,000 up and 1,000 down. Okay, with my Ethernet plugged in to the Switch, I only get 20 up and 20 down, which is great, which is fine. It's more than enough to run the game. But I'm just giving you guys, for those that have fast internet, if you thinking that, oh, I'm gonna plug my Switch into my Ethernet adapter and get 1,000 up and 1,000 down, no, it doesn't work that way. Um, the Switch network adapter cannot handle it, but the but the beautiful thing about it is that the lag is virtually gone. Um, and you need this for when you're playing Super Smash Brothers, especially if you're doing like 4 to 8 people. It can get pretty laggy without a network adapter and just running off a wireless connection, and that's just because I mean it's wireless. Wireless connections always vary because of the situation. So I have been doing that. I've enjoyed it very much. I actually found a real cheap one. You can go get one on Amazon for about $11. That's how much I paid. And then I got an Ethernet cable to go with it. So altogether, I spent $20 and got my Switch to be able to plug into the router and not wirelessly, which is not bad. Also, if you have your old Wii laying around and you have an Ethernet adapter on your Wii, you can use that same Ethernet adapter that plugs into your Wii onto your Switch, and it works exactly the same. So yeah, again, I've been playing a lot of Smash. I haven't really been playing a lot of Shadowverse only because I'm discouraged as far as building my deck. Like, I feel like I'm never gonna get the deck built that I want, no matter how much time I put into it. It's just, and I know that's not true, but that's just a mental block that I'm having right now. It's like I feel like no matter how much time I put in, like I'm not gonna be able to build the sword deck that I want, because by the time I get enough points to build the sword deck I want, there's gonna be another expansion that comes out, and then I have to go all over again. So, and it's crazy, like, and it's like the cards that I need are from like past expansions. I mean, I've been playing, but I haven't been grinding the way that I have, because I'm just like, nah, like, cause I like right now I'm like to the point like I want my sword deck now and I want my Haven now, like, and I want it like fast, and I know how I can get it fast, but I don't want to get rid of my dragon deck. So it's just I'm just in a crazy funk with Shadowverse right now. I don't know how to explain it. But
Yeah,
yeah.
what I usually tell people is just do your dailies and then participate in Grand Prix so that you can gain resources. And then whenever the next set drops, then that's when you're going to want to really start investing.
Yeah.
So right now, it's just best to build up a card pool,
Yeah.
or just a bunch of rubies or whatever, and then use that later. And that's
Yeah.
really the best thing to do. And then if there's the thing that you can't do as far as your daily missions, just skip it. And then hopefully you get something else you need. And then if not, I mean, like I said, you can always get rid of that the next day. You know, it's a slow grind if you want to do it that way, but that's what I usually tell people to keep people
Yeah.
from having to get burnt out on just trying to grind all day long.
Yeah, cuz I think the problem is that the sword cards that I need are so far like behind as
They're
far.
expensive. It's
Yeah.
always a expensive list to build, which is
Yeah.
I'm glad I've never went that route. So that's just kind of where I'm
Yeah.
at there.
I'm almost about to throw the sword deck and just go into Haven. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know, man. I haven't like I haven't made a decision on that yet. Yeah. So, and then I did try a new game out this week.
Hmm.
The card game I told you that was coming out for the Switch.
Yeah.
I tried it out. Okay. One thing I already didn't like about it off the jump. I can only play it in handheld mode.
Okay.
So you can't play it in dock mode, which means you can't play it on your TV, which means
That kind of sucks.
you can't use your controller. Yeah, like I was like, womp 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 womp. I'm not saying that playing handheld is bad. Playing handheld is fine, but like I just me, I'm more I'm more the guy that plays on the TV. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like I didn't buy the Switch for the mobile aspect of it. Now it's great, it's cool, I enjoy it, but that's not the main reason why I bought the Switch. I mainly bought the Switch for Smash. Um and and to play with my wife. Um, but yeah, so I was already turned off by that, right? So like that was already one big strike against it, right? And then I go to play it, and then I'm like, well, okay, I'm just gonna like buckle down and just play it in handheld mode. So I played in handheld mode, and I don't know, man. There was just so much going on and so much nonsense. It didn't make no sense to me. I did not enjoy it at all. I already uninstalled the game. I didn't enjoy
Yeah.
it. I didn't enjoy it. Like maybe if I didn't have a card game that I already enjoyed, like Shadowverse,
Mhm.
maybe. But the fact that you know Shadowverse is already a thing, nah, I'm good. I'll play. I'll play. I'll keep playing Shadowverse. So, yeah, man, that's been pretty much my week. Told you it's been kind of
Okay.
crazy. And I'm sorry for the listeners if you're wondering where last week's episode is. I've just been busy and I haven't had a chance to upload it. I will upload it today. So you guys will get last week's episode today, and then you'll get today's episode tomorrow. If that's not confusing, leave a like. I'm just kidding. Well, you leave a like anyway, but you know what I'm saying. That'd be awesome. But definitely. Again, I don't know what it is with SoundCloud though. SoundCloud been showing a lot of love. YouTube, y'all need to step y'all's game up, man. Like y'all need to be like hitting that like button over there, man. Freaking I get about 20 or 30 likes a week from SoundCloud. And that's crazy. SoundCloud, y'all be eating us up. Definitely love it. They definitely
Thanks, SoundCloud.
they definitely loved the episode that I went deep on them. So we'll have to have more handy deep moment. I do have a question that I was gonna ask last week. That I didn't get to ask that I didn't get to ask. I'm gonna ask it now, but we will address it later. I want you guys to ponder this. I want you guys to ponder this that are really like as you're listening to the show, I want you guys to be thinking about this question. Do you actually do streaming for the love of streaming, or are you actually addicted to the high that you get from streaming as from donations, subs, and like whatever currency that you get, raids or whatever? Now I'm asking you this again. Do you actually love streaming for streaming, or are you addicted to the high that comes from streaming? And how you answer that question to yourself will then reflect on how you are, affected by streaming and how things are going. What up, Joy? What up, Joy? Again, I'll ask it one more time because we will address this question later. I just want to ask this and put it in the atmosphere. Do you love streaming for streaming? Do you love to stream, or are you addicted to the high that comes with streaming? And yeah, that's the main question of the day. But other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and let OG drop some knowledge on us. Drop that
All right.
knowledge.
So first, I want to do a quick shout out to my boy FG3000, all up on the YouTube. I don't know if I ever mentioned this before, as I didn't really remember until recently that he's also in Texas,
Really?
and
There's a
yeah,
lot
he's
of
in
Texas
Austin,
YouTubers.
Texas.
Really? See, Austin
Yeah,
was a place
like
to
he's very close to us. Yeah.
man.
So shout outs to FG, like putting Texas on the map. Honestly, for those who don't know, he, in my opinion, is the top mobile gamer on YouTube, in general. Because I've watched a lot of people just to kind of get some good advice and good things to kind of go on top of what certain people tell me to look at. But that one person is like the only person that I've ever seen, as far as mobile gaming is concerned, that's really been able to put out some good information with fantastic content. And he's based in Texas, so shout outs to you, FG. That's my
Man,
boy there.
Texas be going
So,
hard in the gaming space. I
yeah,
don't care what anybody say. You got
yeah,
freaking Frisco.
exactly.
You got Frisco getting all the esports organizations over there. Oh, and no, that's another thing I was wanting to mention like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, but I'll mention that later. All right. Hold
Okay.
on, we got a comment. Joy says the only time streaming makes me feel high is when I'm playing the game Just Dance, but I think it's more of a runner's high. Cause when I play Elder Scrolls or Ori, I think that I said that right, and the Blind Forest, I'm just having fun. Yo, man, that's all it's about. That's all it's about. I'm gonna break things down later. And it's gonna be like you're gonna and people are gonna reflect, and you're gonna be by the end of the stream, you're gonna know whether you love streaming for streaming or if you're just addicted to the high that you get from streaming. So yeah, be prepared. Be prepared. Take some notes, chat. Take some notes. But man, that's pretty cool though, man. That's pretty dope. Collaboration coming soon. What kind of videos does he do, by the way? I don't know if I.
It's all mobile gaming related. Like he has a whole library of games that he has demoed, certain games that he does multiple episodes on, depending on how much he likes it. As a matter of fact, a while back when I was telling y'all about a person who did like a top 20 of like some of the best mobile games out there, that's the guy that did that.
Mm.
He's the same guy. Like I say, he's very legit. He definitely knows what he's talking about, and he's actually very entertaining. Like I actually like watching him, and I like a lot of his sayings and how he does his thing. Like that is what a mobile gaming YouTuber should be about. He's a very good person that, in my opinion, I really believe sets the standard.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I don't usually give anybody a lot of praise like that. But like I said, for the longest time, I had been looking for somebody out there on YouTube who puts a lot more effort into their content as far as talking about different mobile games, and he's the guy that does it.
And
Like, I'm just
what's ironic that he lives in Texas.
yeah, that's just icing on the cake. That's what that is.
Yeah, I mean, of course, a lot of great YouTube content comes from Texas. And I'm not saying that because I'm from Texas, but I'm just saying that's ironic. But what's even more ironic? It's like both of y'all are mobile gamer content creators. That's funny.
Yeah,
That's nuts.
it's pretty crazy.
That's crazy.
But that wasn't the news I was to go into. I just kind of want to do that quick shout out,
right?
Because if you're big into mobile gaming and you want to know another person that you can watch, because again, this isn't a competition. This is more of a collab.
Right.
I definitely recommend that y'all check him out too.
I don't ever. Oh, go ahead. My bad. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't ever see. I don't understand why people think like it's a competition. Like if I work for the same company you do, which take it as it is. You might say that that's not it. You might say that it is. But if we both stream it on YouTube, I'm not gonna try to compete against you. You know what I mean? If we're both streaming on Twitch, I'm not gonna compete against you. You're my coworker. I'm not gonna disrespect you. I may not like certain practices that you do, but I will never disrespect you or your channel. No matter if it's negative, no matter if it's whatever it is. If you are a fellow streamer or a fellow content creator on the same platform I am, I'm not gonna disrespect you in that way. We may poke fun at people sometimes, but it's never I don't know. I just don't ever see it as competition as that, and I don't think anybody should. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Right. No, you're good, man. No, it's like I said, it's a good conversation piece. But here's a little piece of news that you might really be interested in. Able Gamers launches a new community-driven resource site called accessible.games. Are you familiar with that?
Yes, I am. This is dang it, breaking out news.
Sorry if this was one of the ones you were going to bring up, but you'd mentioned Able Gamers a moment ago. I thought, well, I might as well talk about it. But yeah, basically what it is so for those who don't know, accessible.games is a community-driven site basically to help developers create more accessible games. They gain input from players with disabilities, and they let those players contribute to making future games to fit them better.
Yes.
So the idea basically is if you're a developer, you can submit a project to the website for review, and then input. And in improving accessible concerns. So basically, you can kind of say, "This is my idea. This is kind of what I think the challenges are. What can we do to make this better?" It's a
Mm.
really, really cool project.
Yeah, I know all of, yeah, we've been talking about that in the background over at the Able Gamers Discord,
Oh,
man. Yeah, so definitely it's definitely good things. There's I can't say, but there's gonna be major things coming with that, and your boy Handy Killcam might be a part of it, which is really cool. Yeah, dude, that is really cool, man. I think that's definitely because like I said, it's not like people think because like they don't do it or whatever that it's like that like people just don't care. It's not that people don't care, it's just people don't know. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
People don't know the necessarily need that it is. I think the biggest, and I had a discussion, I had a debate with somebody um the other day. I won't go into full debate, but it like we gotta stop assuming a negative, like, oh well, this is being taken away or this is not there, so they must not support such and such. They must not want this to be for such and such. They must not want this to be, blah. They're against. That necessarily might not be the case. Just because something was there and taken away, or just because it's not there, the person might just not be well aware, or if it was there and taken away, it might have been taken away for a reason to make it better. We don't necessarily know. So it's like, I just, oh man. Speaking from a disabled perspective, I dislike when people get like angry and they don't know all the facts, and they always feel like someone's like out to get them or out to hurt the disabled community or so forth and so forth. And it's like sometimes people just are unaware, and we have to understand it. It reminds me of back in 1984. And I'm gonna go off into a story. For those that don't know, I was one of the first kids to be in the 1984 ADA Disability Act, where the kids were actually being put into mainstream schools. Before the ADA made this a thing, before the ADA was even a thing, I was stuck in like specialized schools for the disabled, but they were well aware that I didn't need to be in those kind of schools. But there was no accessibility at the time. There was no wheelchair ramps. There was no elevators. There was none of that in the schools. So each school I went to, they would have to make sure it was handicap accessible for me, okay, for me to go and for me to do. Now it was a very frustrating process because a lot of stuff wasn't accessible right away, but it wasn't that they didn't care. It was back then I didn't understand, but now I do understand because I'm older and I'm a mature adult. It wasn't that they didn't want to or didn't, or whatever. It was just they didn't know, and they didn't know how. But the more information that we gave them, the more you know knowledge that we gave them, the more they were able to do, and more they were able to happy to what you call it, accommodate for my situation. And it was great because I wasn't the only handicapped person. After that there was more, so it was kind of cool. It was kind of like I got to like pave the way for disabled people. It was very frustrating because I mean, you would expect now that you would know the right, know the ramps and stuff like. But back then they didn't know. They didn't have. The ADA was just being formed. So there wasn't the right um what you call it, the right I can't think of the word, but the angles and stuff weren't necessarily always right for ramps and doors and stuff. And there's still some places that are not handicap accessible. And yeah, it sucks, but I mean, you have to, unfortunately, there's some places you have to do. But that's not where I'm going. The point of the story that where I'm getting at is like we can't just get mad or frustrated because things are not done. We have to be able to look at both sides of the coin and be like, well, maybe they're not well informed. Maybe they're not well informed. And we can't always assume the bad thing with the situation. We have to understand that, okay, that these people are maybe not properly informed. Maybe they just don't have the means to make it to make it to what it needs to be. I mean, because that's what we are. I mean, that's what we are with accessibility in gaming right now. A lot of developers either don't know or maybe not have the knowledge, or maybe they just don't have the means or the technology or the knowledge of how to make that technology do what it do. So but if we all came together as a community and helped one another out, we can make great things happen. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to make a game accessible, and I'm speaking from my own mind. I'm not speaking this from nowhere else. It's hard to make a game fully accessible when there's so many different types of disabilities out there, and so you have to be able to almost try to accommodate for every disability without leaving a disability, but not making it too far complex. And I feel like that's what a lot of people with disabilities don't understand. There's more that meets the eye than just uh turning on a colorblind filter. Because if they turn on a colorblind filter, okay, now we have to do something for the hearing impaired. Okay, now that we did something for the hearing impaired, now we got to do something for such and such, for other such and such, for other such and such. Like we can't just think of one disability. We have to think of all disability, because disability is disability. It's not we can't just think of like certain types of disability. Like when I talk about disability, I can't just talk about cerebral palsy. I have to understand that there's other disabilities that are either worse or less worse than cerebral palsy. So if I'm speaking for people with disabilities, and I'm uh standing up for people with disabilities, I'm standing up for disabilities, not cerebral palsy. And so I have to put in all factors of all disabilities, not just cerebral palsy. And it's the same thing with developers. You know what I'm saying? And not that I've ever done speeches like that. I'm just speaking from example. I would love to do that one day. I would actually one day love to work for the ADA. I think that would be really dope. Because I feel like somebody that like approves and disapproves that something that's handicap accessible should be disabled. That's just my opinion. But you know, but yeah, I think that's really cool, and I think that the more that people come together, the more that we'll be able to do for accessibility with games. I really do.
Yeah.
I really do. Sorry, I went a little deep and big there, but
That's right.
definitely, dude, definitely. So, and I guess where you're going with this is this guy's gonna be a part of it or what?
Well, I don't. I mean, it isn't really give any details as far as who has reached out to Able Gamers or anything like that.
Uh huh.
This is just one of those things that I found in my mobile gaming
Oh.
feed. Oddly enough, of all places, because I mean, I think that maybe there could be a gaming developer that does mobile as well that might possibly be interested. That's the only conclusion that I can come up with since it was on this particular feed of mine,
Right,
but
right. Uh,
there's no specific.
okay. I was just wondering because you saying like he brought it up, so I didn't know if he was like if he was giving input or something like that. So
No, no.
I kind of we were doing discussion in chat, and then so I was going off the comment, and it just went into another thing and another thing, and I apologize, but it needed to be said because there's been a lot of drama with accessibility in games and accessibility and people wanting accessibility positions in certain areas, and it's just been nuts, man. And it's like you're not you're not going to get people to open your eyes to your situation with anger and frustration. You're just not. Take it from somebody. You could talk to OG, right? You could talk to OG. He works at customer service kind of stuff. If I call him and I'm like, "Listen, you mother trucker, you need to fix my account right now," or blah 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 blah. But if I was like, he's really not gonna really pay attention to what I by his job he has to, but he's really not gonna put forth the effort to make sure my situation is complete. But if I come to OG and I'm like, "Sir, look, I'm having this problem and I would just like to know if we can address it. I've been trying, I've been struggling with it, and apparently I have not been able to fix this issue. Hopefully you're the right person." Then OG's like, "You know what, sir? Okay, I got you. Give me 1 second." We have to
Yeah,
understand that we have to be we have to address our situations that we're dealing with, whatever it is in life, and be able to put our emotions aside and coming at the person in the right manner instead of giving our persons our emotions, because our emotions, they're not going to understand our emotions because they're not in our situation. And yeah, see, your boy Handy been learning a lot this
yeah.
past couple of weeks. So I don't know. Would you agree with that though? Hello?
But what
Go ahead, you're breaking up.
um, it's storming over here. A little be
Oh,
prepared for that.
yeah, I was wondering if it was gonna storm over here, because if it was gonna start storming, I was actually going to cancel the podcast. But on my end, it's not storming, so it's just gloomy.
It literally just started to go on my end,
I
so it's
really
probably just
okay.
a
It's like you're like cutting in and out like crazy. So yeah, folks, this is the podcast 117. Welcome to the podcast where we have storms and great things in store. But yeah, so are you there? I think I lost him. Chat. He might have lost. He might have lost internet. Did he lose? Did he lose internet? Yo, if it's storming like loud, you can have the storm in the podcast. I don't care if it's in the podcast. It'd be actually kind of cool to have it uh storming and stuff in the podcast. Guys, OG only lives like 20 minutes away from me, so I'm like really surprised that it's not storming over here. It's dark as a mother trucker, but yeah, it's not storming over here. Huh? I
can y'all
can't.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, I'm not sure what happened there.
I'm not either, but that was interesting. I was like, because I was like, wait a minute. I was like, you can't technically lose power because you're on your phone.
No, I definitely didn't lose power. Just for some reason, I just lost the Discord. But either way,
Either way.
what I was trying to say earlier was when it comes to accessibility in games, I kind of wanted to touch on this real quick. We can't expect perfection.
Mm-mm.
The fact that we have a group dedicated to helping, we may not be able to address, or they may not be able to address all of the issues out there, But as long as you're able to address at least a good chunk of the issues, where at least a lot more people can game,
Mm-hmm.
that's honestly a good start as far as I'm concerned. So
Yeah, I would totally agree. I was saying this Monday. It wasn't necessarily on gaming, but it was about streaming. I don't want to say too much because the tweet is still there, and I comment. I didn't comment in a negative way. I never address it in a negative. I'm just very truthful, and sometimes people take truthful offensively. I don't know if this person did or not, but I mean it is what it is. I spoke the truth. Uh, just the fact that the door is there is a blessing. You know what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying? Like we could figure out why maybe nobody's walked through the door, maybe why the door is temporarily closed, but just the fact that the door was formed is a blessing. You know what I'm saying? And we can't get mad because the door may be temporarily locked for right now, or the door, maybe not be accepting people walking through it right now. Be blessed that the door is there. Because I remember when I was a gamer, I'm a gamer still, but when I was a gamer at like 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, whatever, we had none of these doors. We had none of these doors. We didn't have able gamers. We didn't have Twitch. We didn't have none of this, man. We had to you just had to deal with it. We didn't have accessibility options. We just had to deal with it. If I couldn't play the game, guess what? I can't play the game. I didn't play the game. I couldn't go on Twitter and be like, you need to fix this. You need this accessibility option now, and get it done. Okay, it's not Handy kill cam accessible. Well, guess what? Handy's just can't play the game. Or what did I always do, OG? I always figured out my own way of playing the game.
Yeah.
I always did it.
You have to be creative, basically.
The storm has arrived. The storm has arrived. Well, I just visited you first. I'm kind of jealous. I wanted it to visit me first. Dang it.
Okay.
That's not fair. No, I'm just kidding. Which really sucks though is my power always goes out. Hopefully my power doesn't go out. You love my attitude? Thanks. I've had to go through a lot to get this attitude. It wasn't just like put in me. I had to go through a lot to get this attitude, but I couldn't just be like, well, let me call the developers and be like, and make all these accusations and so forth, so I could play the game. No, I either didn't play the game or made my own way to play the game. Because guess what? GoldenEye had no accessibility options.
But you made it.
I made it work. I made it work. I made it work. The Nintendo 64 controller didn't have no accessibility options. Button mapping wasn't even a thing. Do we realize? Huh?
Yes.
Huh?
Smaller controller.
Yeah, I had to have a. Yeah. Oh, you're breaking up. You're breaking up a lot. You're breaking up a lot. But yeah, I know what you're getting at. Let me go ahead and rephrase it for you. Yeah, I literally had to go and buy a small Nintendo 64 controller so I could play it because my hands could not adapt to the 64 controller as well as other people. But I didn't complain. I did not play it either. I just dealt with it. Me and OG accidentally ran across it, and I think OG bought it for me actually. I don't remember. I think you bought it for me. And ever since then, like I was a beast. Like I wasn't like a beast. Like I didn't beat OG, but I was more competitive. So it was like I just don't I don't know. I'm from the era where like you didn't complain about it, you just figured it out yourself. And if you can't figure it out yourself, well, guess what? Move on to the next game. That's just I don't know. That's how I feel. But at the same time, people are now complaining about accessibility options, and I'm like, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I you know, and it's like I don't know. I just don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand it from any perspective. And it's like I just don't understand why, you know, we have to complain to gain. Does that make sense? And I didn't say game. I said gain. We have to complain to gain. For something to happen, we gotta complain about it. No, you can figure out your way, and then if God gives you an opportunity to share it with somebody, and then you can help them out, and then you can all help each other out, and we can make a great game, or we can make a great platform, or we can make a great company, or we can make a great business. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, like I'm just waiting for my opportunity to be. Go ahead. I'm just wait. You're still breaking up. I'm just waiting for the opportunity to go through the right door to be able to, you know, help more people out, or to be able to help out more in the disabled community. You know, I could complain about it. Oh, there's not this on Twitch. Oh, there's not this on Mixer. No, I'm just gonna wait for my opportunity. God knows my heart. God knows where He wants me to be, and just wait. You know, other than that, do what I'm supposed to do here now instead of complain, because I don't believe in complaining to gain. I don't believe in having to complain on social media to make something happen. I've seen it and I've done it before, but it just doesn't do anything positive. And it doesn't put you in a positive light. And I'm speaking this from experience. It just doesn't. Yo, what up? Warwick, what's good, man? We're having technical difficulties. If you don't know why, go Google San Antonio and go look at the radar right now, and you'll see what we're dealing with. Too much complaining on the too much complaining and the culture. Yeah, exactly. And that's why I was saying earlier, complain to gain. And it's like, no. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead. Oh, I can actually hear you now.
I had to restart my tablet altogether because it was too much.
Oh.
I also disabled certain internet connectivity that I had on other devices to try to make up for the storm. So just gotta bear with me.
Oh, you're good. You're good, man. Just whenever you can chime in, I guess. I also saw you're getting real bad storms. Yeah. So for 20 minutes before the podcast, I'm thinking, God, do I cancel? God, do I cancel? And like I didn't hear God, say cancel, and I was like, well, it's not really. I was like, it's not really. I was like, it's dark, but it's not doing anything. Now it's doing something. And I forgot. I'm like, I didn't think about like I thought it was gonna hit me and OG at the same time. I didn't think it was gonna hit OG first and then hit me, which is really weird. But so, are you good now? You good?
We'll see.
Okay. So, were you able to hear anything? Or majority of it?
Not really.
Okay, it's all good. It's all good. Basically, I was just saying that now we're living in a society where people think you can to complain to gain, and I don't believe in that. From experience, I don't believe in complaining to gain. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you can go ahead and talk about the controller more if you want. I didn't get to give it justice like you did. You gave it more justice. Go ahead.
All I was really trying to say was back in N64 days, your boy Handy had like this blue controller that was much smaller that actually fit in his hands a lot better. And when he used the controller, that particular one, he was much better at games like GoldenEye, Smash Brothers, stuff like that. Now, the controller wasn't necessarily made for disabled or anything like that. It was just something that was supposed to be different, but it just happened to work for Handy. So
Right.
that was kind of his way of getting better.
Yeah, that was accessibility back then because we didn't have accessibility. You made accessibility.
Mm-hmm.
You you didn't expect anybody to make it accessible for you.
Yeah.
Um, you know what I mean? And so, yeah, like I just, not saying that people shouldn't, you know, reach out to developers and see if they can, do certain, but there's a wrong way of doing things and there's a right way of doing things. Um, and uh, I don't know, man. This might bite me in the foot later in life, but I just don't think complaining on Twitter is the right way of doing things. To me, it shows bad. It shows bad. It shows bad etiquette. It really
Mm-hmm.
does. It shows bad etiquette, especially if you're a business. Um, and if you have ways of getting a meeting and getting a meeting done and getting something together, do it behind closed doors in the meeting. Let's get something done. Let's make something solid. What? Well, what? What is like? Like what it like? I don't know. I'm going on a tangent now. I need to change, but you
We can
know,
switch gears. That's not a
yeah,
problem.
yeah, definitely. But to sum up what I said, definitely. Yo, crew dog with that rain. Hopefully the power doesn't go out during the rain. Woo! Yo, what up? What up, Odis? What up, Pooch? What up, man? What's good, man? What's up, everybody? So, yeah, definitely. But that's really cool that that guy from Austin's doing that, though. Or brought that to light anyway.
Mm-hmm.
The curious thing, and before we switch, I'm curious on how like mobile games could be more accessible because the phones are already technically really accessible as they are anyway. Um,
I think it just depends on the issue you have, the challenge you have.
right,
I'll say it that way. Because, like I said, there are multiple challenges as far as
right,
why people are considered disabled. So we can't just assume that just because somebody can walk means that they can game, kind
right,
of a thing.
or yeah, or just because they're walk, they're not disabled.
Exactly.
Because there's a
So,
lot of mental disabilities too that we have to factor.
mhm. But yeah, we can switch gears real quick. I got about at least two more things, maybe three more things I could bring up, but we'll kind of go a little bit at a time here.
Yeah.
Um,
I just want to make one announcement. We may make this episode not as long because we are dealing with storms. So if it gets crazy, we may cut off. Just because we are having technical difficulties, at least on OG side, and I don't want OG to stress. And y'all already know. With me, my power always goes out. I don't know why. My power always goes out. So look at it like this. My power goes out, it goes out. We not coming back. Well, I mean, sometimes when you make things more accessible for one group, it makes it more. For Joy said, well, I mean, sometimes when you make it more accessible for one group, it helps another group. That is very true. That is very true. Uh,
yeah, it does.
but sometimes it also leaves another group out. You know what I mean? So like I said, it all just depends, and that's why
It's a work in progress.
that's why I say like people like don't understand the challenges like developers have to face when it comes to like accessibility options because there's so many options. So you have to sit there and you have to think, okay, what makes the game accessible, but what actually fits in the game, and what's gonna help everybody, and where can I help everybody, and where I can help everybody, and where I don't feel like I left somebody out. You know what I mean? Um. So yeah, I definitely agree. Definitely agree. hopefully God will put me in one of those positions because I would like to be like an advocate or to be able to speak or to be able to address some issues on that as far as accessibility anywhere, like not just in gaming but just in general, even in everyday life stuff. My biggest struggles in life, I will say this, my biggest struggles in life, and OG can contest to this, is handicap accessible bathrooms. They're not really handicap accessible. So I would love to get my opinion. Now you don't see me bashing on Twitter. I make jokes about it, but I don't bash. Like when you make game dialogue voiced over and have subtitles, that helps many groups all at the same time. Yeah, it's very true. It's very, very true. It's very, very true. It helps the hearing impaired and it helps others too. So definitely, definitely. So for sure. What other knowledge do you have? Oh, wait, before you go, guess what I got surprised with at midnight the other night?
What's that?
Mortal Kombat 11 on the Xbox One.
Yep.
Yeah, and I actually played it yesterday or last night. Yeah, I played it for like an hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
the story is dope. Story mode is dope. I like the story. The story is dope. But the last Mortal Kombat stories have been dope. You
play it more for the campaign than the multiplayer.
Yeah. Super Blind Man has been playing it all the time. Yeah. It's not one of the games that I necessarily like to stream. So the only time I do stream it is like when my wife want to play, because everybody likes to see Handy versus Miss Handy, because that's the only fighting game she likes to play me in. Like, I'm so heartbroken. Oh, gee, I'm about to break your heart. Hey, are you ready? It's broke my heart. It made me cry inside. My wife don't like Super Smash Brothers.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
She don't like Super Smash Brothers. She says it's too much going on.
It is a lot going on, so I can.
I was so sad. I was thinking that like it was gonna be Handy and Miss Handy Super Smash stream. No, it's not happening. Dreams crushed. But my daughter loves it, so yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, she's actually kind of good at it too when she doesn't do one button wonders. Yeah. But back on Mortal Kombat. How can I say this? The story's good. The story's good, but if you're gonna go play multiplayer or do anything else, it's just Madden with great grass.
So nothing really special about the multiplayer. It's basically you played one, you played them all.
Yeah, pretty much. Except the buttons are more accessible.
Well, that's something.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, we might have daughter versus father stream on Friday because she's off on school on Friday. I mean, they get so many holidays. I never had so many holidays as a kid. But and y'all already know I'm streaming Smash all week, so I'm gonna be streaming Smash on Friday. So I'm gonna let her play with me. So we're gonna do father-daughter Smash on Friday.
There you go.
Yeah, so it's gonna be awesome. And she's gonna be picking Joker. Her favorite character is Joker. She loves Joker and the Pokemon.
Nice.
But I don't let her play the Pokemon because she's too obsessed with Pokemon. Like she's like literally obsessed with Pokemon. Like she sees a Pokemon, oh, I have to have it. I'm like, no. Like we're gonna nip this obsession in the butt. Can you play Mario Kart and Mario Party with friends online, or is it just no? You could play Mario Party and Mario Kart with friends online. You could also play Super Smash Brothers online also. But again, I will stress, you don't have to, but I would get the Ethernet adapter for the Switch. It plugs in the back of the dock in the 3.0 slot, and you just plug it in the USB 3.0 slot, and then you could plug into your router wiredly. Handy does not want to catch them all. I don't even know. This is. I don't even watch Pokemon in my house, man. My daughter learns about Pokemon from her teacher. My teacher gives her Pokemon cards.
Uh-oh. So instead of learning about animals, they're learning about Pokemon.
Yes, and they watch it on Netflix at school.
Wow.
Yeah, because she's telling me all these Pokemon, and I don't watch Pokemon, right? But I have Pokemon Trainer on. I have Pokemon Trainer unlocked, and I have Pikachu and all these other characters unlocked. And I'm like, she's telling me these names. Granted, I've never, showed her Pokemon. Never have watched Pokemon with her. Look, this is what me and my daughter watch when it comes to cartoon. Justice League, superheroes, Superman, Batman, all that stuff. That's what we watch. We don't watch Pokemon. Okay? She's telling me, yo, daddy, this one evolves into this one evolves into that. And did you know Charizard, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, where are you getting this information? Oh, school, my teacher.
That's funny.
I'm like, oh my God. I was just like, so you're getting graded on Pokemon now? You know? Like, you're really being trained to be a Pokemon trainer? And she's all, Daddy, can we go get these Pokemon? I'm like, no, I'm nipping this obsession in the butt. I am not having a house full of Pokemon. I refuse. No Pokemon.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's what she's about too. She loves anything DC. In fact, she's like super my daughter's more excited for Endgame, I think, than I am. For what you call it? What's that freaking Avengers movie? She likes DC and Marvel. No Pokemon. No Pokemon. In fact, my wife gets mad if she picks a Pokemon on Smash. My wife legitimately gets mad. She's like, you better change that character. You best change it. You best not pick no Pikachu. Oh, like my wife gets legit mad. Legit. And by the way, Pikachu's still annoying in Smash. Even more annoying in this Smash. Did you know?
Imagine.
Oh, and what's his name's got a counterpart in this one.
Who?
What's his name? PK Thunder. Who's that guy? Ness.
Oh, Ness.
Yeah, he
was in the previous Smash as well. I forgot his name. But
oh, he was?
Yeah, no, he does have another one. Yeah, he was in the Wii Smash.
Oh, okay.
I played that one.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, no, he was there too.
Okay. Okay. That's cool. There's also in June there's going to be a new Switch. It's going to be the Switch Mini. We've talked about it before. Supposedly it's going to be able to run better. All these things, but the main thing that's not going to be there is the new one later this year. Yeah, and then there's going to be a Switch Pro. The Switch Pro is supposedly supposed to have better resolution and run faster. Granted, I don't notice the resolution difference because I play on the TV, so to me it looks amazing. I mean, you guys seen it on stream. Everything looks good. Now again, I don't play no ported games though. I don't play Mortal. Like for instance, Mortal Kombat came out for the Switch. I think it's cool though because it makes Mortal Kombat mobile again. Remember we used to play the Mortal Kombat. Remember that game that Chris had? Remember when they had those like handheld games that you buy at the store, but they were like little
little knockoff games. Yeah.
Right. Most of the ports games look good as well. Yeah, I would say so. I would say so from a watching experience. I wouldn't be able to say from a viewing experience. I have not been able to watch. Although there are some good games coming out next month. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I saw the list and there's some really good games coming out next month for the Switch that I'm actually excited for. Actually, there's actually a puzzle fighter coming out for the Switch. It's May 30th. I'm actually thinking about getting it. It actually looks really, really good. Kind of reminds me of Tetris Attack, but better. So I'm actually thinking about like when so like I said before, I want my Switch experience to be different from my Xbox experience and then my PS4 experience, because I have a lot of the same games on the Xbox One and the PS4, and I refuse to do that on the Switch. I want my Switch to be a breath of fresh air. I want it to be its own experience. Because if not, then I'm just gonna get stale with gaming on. Like basically, for example, if I have Fortnite on all 3 systems, yeah, that's lame. If I have, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I want the Switch to be its own experience. And the beautiful thing about the Switch is that it can do that because it's got some amazing games as well. So yeah, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be. We need to get you a Switch, you guys. We need to get OG a Switch. Guys, we need to get OG a Switch. I'll say this again. Guys, we need to get OG a Switch. You want your Switch to be experienced, to be the breath of the wild? Yo, I have to say this. I'm not much big into Zelda games. But yes, I think it still looks like an amazing game, but I'm not a Zelda fan.
I'm the Zelda guy.
Yeah, if you guys get him a Switch, he wants Breath of the Wild, okay? Because I'd always watch him play not Breath of the Wild, but I always watch him play Zelda.
Yeah, he watched me play Ocarina of Time back in the day. Yeah.
Yep. And then did you play?
Or he'd watch me teach somebody else how to play. Because I had another friend that used to come over who played it too. So I would guide him.
Was it Josh or who was it?
No, God no. It was our boy Philip. But yeah,
Mr. P-Lip.
Yeah, no, he was good at it, but there were certain places he'd get stuck on some of those puzzly type dungeons, so I kind of help him out a little bit. Like I made him at least try, and if he got stuck for too long, I would be like, okay, why don't you try looking over there, see what happens, and then he would figure it out. So I wasn't really holding his hand; I was just giving him hints here and there. But he liked playing it at my house just because he wasn't distracted as much as he was at home, and he got to have a better experience. So I was there just kind of chill and let him do his thing.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. There's also another There's an RPG. Oh, I actually want to try that Sword Online RPG. Do you remember what you were talking about? You were talking about it.
Sword Online.
Yeah. The art. I actually saw like gameplay of the game. I actually might try it on the Switch.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, there are already 2 RPGs I want for the Switch already, which is Octopath Traveler. That's probably like the biggest one.
Yeah, that one looks really good too.
It does look good. And then the second thing that I want to get is the new Fire Emblem that's coming out, which is Fire Emblem 3 Houses.
Oh yeah, that one too.
I'm hyped about that.
Roy's from Fire Emblem, right?
He is from Fire Emblem, but not any of the games that I've played.
Okay, because that's the person I main on Smash right now.
Oh, okay. The one that I was maining on the Wii was Ike. He came from the GameCube, Fire Emblem Path of Radiance.
Yeah.
So when I saw Ike on the Wii Smash, I was all over playing. Everybody was like, "Why are you so hyped about this guy?" I was like, "Y'all have literally never played Fire Emblem if you don't know who Ike is."
He's
don't even talk to me.
He's also on He's also in Ultimate. Also, I just actually unlocked him a few days ago. Ike.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I mean, everybody's supposed to be an
Ultimate. Yeah. He's exactly like Roy, though. That's my only. He's exactly.
Well, the thing about Ike is that he's slower, but he deals more damage.
Really?
That's because Roy and Martha are much faster than Ike. They may have made some tweaks to make Ike a little bit faster, but in the Wii version, Ike was actually very slow.
I can't wait for you to come over. Chat. Chat. What if one week OG comes over and we do the podcast live on like when he comes over, and then after the podcast we have Handy versus OG Smash, old school. Teacher versus the student, and the student becomes the teacher. Because OG's the one that taught me how to play Smash. Like, if it wasn't for OG, I would know nothing about Smash. But you'll be sad to know that Kirby is like the last on my roster. I've put Kirby to rest. They make Kirby weak in this game. Well, I don't know if he's really weak or it's just he's not really weak. They're just more top tier characters than Kirby. I actually just unlocked Gandalf yesterday. Ganondorf. Oh, he's so OP, dude.
Yeah, he was broken even back.
He's so OP, dude. Dude. Oh, I was playing against somebody yesterday on stream, and like he had me up to like 150 damage. This dude was like at maybe 20 damage. Like I barely did anything to him, right? I did the super smash on him, bro. He was done. He was gone.
Yep.
And I 3-0'd him. After that. He was so mad he rage quit. I have it on this somewhere on the stream. I gotta like freaking upload that. That was freaking hilarious. But only thing I like about Gandalf is he's super slow. He is. I can't.
You have to know how to play him, basically.
Yeah. And I've been dealing with this whole, because a lot of people use the C stick. Well, you call it a C stick. I don't have a C stick because I have the Pro controller. But a lot of people have changed their C stick to the tilt. Me, I don't like it. I've tried it, but I'm more of a smash. I still like the smash stick. To me, I don't understand how that people are having a hard time doing tilt attacks. I mean, you just put the stick in diagonal and hit the button. It's not hard. Like
I don't know.
I'm like I have a harder time because to do if you don't have the C on smash attack, you have to press special and attack at the same time in a direction. To me, it's a lot harder for me to do a smash attack that way than it is to do a tilt attack the other way. So I went back to smash stick last night and I was destroying and I was like, oh yes, Handy is back. So yeah.
Nice.
My question is, do you have GameCube controllers still or no?
I think I do. I'll have to look for it, but I'm pretty confident that I do, yes.
Okay. Cause I can get the adapter for the Switch, and you can just plug your GameCube controller in there. The GameCube controller is compatible with Switch and Smash Bros. In fact, this is the weird thing. The certified Nintendo Pro controller is banned from most Smash tournaments. The only controller you're allowed to use is the GameCube controller.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So maybe we mismarket the name Nintendo because pros are not allowed to use it. But it's okay. I mean, I don't think I'll ever go pro, Smash. But we'll see. But yeah. It's a fun thing. I love it. Let's put it this way. I'd rather play Smash than Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I'm in that boat too. I'm more excited about Smash than Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, and I'm thankful for my cousin that bought it for me, and I enjoy the game for the story. But when it comes to like competitive play and like 1v1 and stuff, Smash all day. More content. More content. And they actually, I'm going everywhere. But they actually put in a video editor in Smash also with this update. So now you can take your clips and make your own little videos and upload them from the game.
Cool.
From the game. which is really dope. I'm telling you, they're doing some things with Smash, man.
Of course.
Doing some amazing stuff.
It's the all-in-one game.
It's the all-in-one game. Create content, produce content, become content. Yo, that's a slogan right there. That's a commercial.
Yeah, I'll let you remember that one.
I'm gonna have to go back and rewind it and listen to that. I ain't gonna remember that. But anyway, go ahead and drop some more knowledge on us, sir. You're the knowledge dropper today.
So, and then I didn't think I would ever be able to mention these two gaming giants in one sentence. So, prepare yourself.
Yes.
Tencent.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
Will be distributing Nintendo Switches.
Yes. Yes.
In China.
Yes. I was gonna talk about this too.
Yes.
Yes.
I saw Nintendo and Tencent, and I was like, oh god. And I hadn't read the rest of it yet. I was like, anything that has to do with Nintendo and Tencent, they've just won. But it's not like a new game or anything like that. But it is still big news because something that most people don't know is that consoles were banned for 14 years in China.
From China.
As a matter of fact, the government didn't unban consoles until 2014. So they've only been able to play console games recently, only for the past about 5 years. So that's crazy. And now Tencent is going to be distributing Nintendo Switches to that area. Now, Nintendo still has to go through the process of getting games approved, because of all of these rules and regulations they have. But again, it's Nintendo, so I don't think it's going to be that difficult because Nintendo is known for mostly family-friendly games anyway, so I don't think that Nintendo's going to have that much of a struggle with the Chinese government. But the fact that Tencent is going to be helping distribute, that means that two gaming giants are going to be making lots of money.
Bro, I'm so excited. Let me tell you why. Okay, for one, I said this in last week's episode. I'm going to say it again. The Nintendo Switch is region free. Again, I'll speak this again. The Nintendo Switch is region free. What does that mean? That means if you have Nintendo Switch Online and you create another account and make that a China account and you use that account, go online, you can download games from China and play those games. And you say, well, Handy, why is that a big deal? And I'm going to tell you why that's a big deal. Because guess what PUBG game actually works? The China one. PUBG Mobile. PUBG Lite. Guess what most likely is going to be coming to the Switch? PUBG. I am almost 75% sure that the good working PUBG version will be coming to the Switch. Maybe not into the US market, but it's going to come to the China market, and the Nintendo Switch is region free. Let's go, baby. I'm excited. I'm excited. And I'll be able to play with my Pro Controller without getting banned. I'm excited. Let's go. I'm excited.
Nice.
I'm excited. Now they just need to give me Wii Bowling, and man, woo.
They'll call it Switch Bowling, but yes.
They technically already have a bowling. I found 2 other bowling games, but it's just, I don't know.
It's not the same.
It's just not the same. And you get to use as the Switch cons as the Wii controller, but it's just not the same. I don't want to play as a giraffe or a donkey or a dolphin. I just want to play Wii Bowling, man. Yeah, so I'm doing.
I feel you,
bro. Let me tell you what I had to do to get my Switch onto the internet. This is going to be heartbreaking to some people. Okay. I had to unhook my PlayStation from the internet.
Uh-oh.
So PlayStation is not hooked up to the router anymore. And you say, well, Handy, why did you do that to the PlayStation and not the Xbox? One reason why. Because the Xbox is my media machine. It's where I watch all my movies. It's where I watch all my Twitch content. It's where I watch all my YouTube content. So can't disconnect that from the internet. So yeah, officially, because I didn't know this, but my actual cable box runs off the internet. So if I disconnect Like I didn't know that because I have 4 slots, right? And so I go to disconnect this one. I'm like, what is this connected to? This makes no sense, right? Because I only have 3 systems. I have the Switch, the PS4, and the Xbox One. So I'm like, what's this fourth thing for, right? I've never really paid attention to my router. So I go to unplug it, right? And I'm like, my wife was already watching TV. And I unhook it. My wife was like, what did you do to the TV? And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, the TV's out. She said, it says it's lost signal. And I played it back in, and the TV's back on. I'm like, well, ain't that a load of crock? I was mad. I was like, so the TV takes up most of my internet connection. That I think, well, I don't know if it actually does, but my brain started thinking stupidly like that, and I was like, so I'm wasting a port on my TV to my TV, and I was like, well, okay. I was like, what system do I not get on every day to watch something? And I said the PlayStation. So ripped the PlayStation for a while. So I said I was streaming the Switch all week this week anyways. So yo, yeah. So it actually worked out. Cloudy, the next Smash Pro coming to you live. What up, man? It's a smart TV because the wired to the internet. I wish it was a smart TV. My TV is actually pretty dumb. It's the cable box.
All right, so before you hype up a smart TV, I'm gonna be honest. Okay, it depends on the smart TV you have, because I have 2 smart TVs
and they're dumb.
They're not the greatest at all when it comes to streaming Netflix, streaming YouTube. It's actually a lot slower. Like, we are using my PlayStation 3 streams 10 times better than the actual TV itself.
That's crazy.
So no.
Yeah,
no. Do not rely on your smart TV. Now, if you have one of those like high end smart TVs, you might be fine. Mine's probably in the mid to low tier smart TVs, but it's a good TV. It does the basics it's supposed to do, but the fact that YouTube and all that is too slow is just bad.
Maybe the one is because maybe your cat peed on it. That's why it's slow.
Oh no, we already got that one replaced.
Oh, I still think that's funny though. The cat was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna pee on this TV. Screw this TV."
Oh yeah, no,
this TV is mine.
We replaced it like right after that. Well, about a week or 2 later. They weren't supposed to, but they hooked us up because we are one of the few people who actually pay for our stuff on time. So they were like, we're not supposed to, but we're gonna hook you up because you're like our best customer. And they hooked it up. They said, here, we'll just swap them out for you. They came over, and I mean, I still had to pay like an extra month or 2, just because it was a newer TV, which I had no problem with. But yeah, but even with the newer one and the other one that I have in the living room that hasn't had any problems, it does not stream well at all. The only thing that it streams well is Pandora. That's it.
Well, I mean, it's audio. It's audio.
That's exactly why.
Audio. If it couldn't stream audio, I'd be like, so I need a refund.
Yeah.
Yeah, I refuse to own a smart TV, just personally, because there was actually, I don't know, I watched a video, and it was showing like bandwidth usage, and the actual smart TVs will take up most of your bandwidth. And what does that mean? Yeah. It takes up most of your internet, and like you said, it takes up most of your internet, and it still doesn't work right properly anyway. So, yeah. And it's like, even when your TV's off, it's still drawing internet. Yeah. So yeah, it's annoying. It's annoying. I am happy with my 60-inch flat plasma screen that actually does nothing. I can actually put that to the test. Well, you got a smart TV? You got a smart TV, Crew Dog? Or you probably got smart monitors, knowing you You probably got like 30. You probably got like a 40 monitor wall that just watches us all. He probably watches us. He probably watches us while we sleep. Knowing Crew Dog.
That's kind of creepy.
So speaking of cats, I gotta go on a little tangent about my cat real quick.
Sure.
Does your cat get into your blinds?
Yeah.
Okay. Does he cut out perfect little holes to put his head in?
Um,
Like,
I think that happened once a long time ago.
I'm saying, I'm
Um,
about to take a picture of this and put it in the Discord. Y'all are going to freak out. He did this by himself. I didn't cut this. My wife didn't cut this. He did this by him with his teeth. I'm freaking out about my cat. Go ahead. Finish what you were gonna say.
no, I mean, I think that I don't know if it was like a perfect hole or anything, but I mean, there is like a small chunk on the bottom that I think was removed at one time so that he could fit himself in. I'm not sure which cat it was because we always had at least two, sometimes three. But
I don't know how you do it
but
with
yeah,
3 cats.
uh, it's it was a process. That's all I could say. Well, the good news is a lot of times they just bothered each other, so it was fine. The only time they really bothered us is they wanted to be fed. So, so it was actually not as bad as it sounds. And right now we're down to two, so it's a lot less chaotic. But yeah, no, we usually they'll either just move it over and just get inside, or in the rare case they'd be like claw or bite certain parts of it so they can get in easier, or they'll just knock. Like if you have one of those like I guess blinds where you have like different strands, they'll usually just knock down one of the strands. Like they'll actually yank on it until it falls off, and then they can just walk it anytime they want. So yeah, cats can do all kinds of crazy stuff.
Nice. That's crazy. Yeah, he's a little crazy. Other than that, I'm thankful he hasn't started spraying. Thank you, Jesus, because I have yet to. Yo, if anybody can find a place that will spade or neuter your cat on the weekends, DM your boy. I'm looking for a place in San Antonio. I'm trying to get this boy's jingle bells cut off, man. Yeah, Crew Dog said yes, and my router tracks usage of each device. Nice, nice. Well, there you go. There's your homework for this week, Crew Dog. Let us know. Let us know. Um, what other knowledge do you have for us, OG?
I was actually just looking at that picture you just uploaded, and yeah, actually, we do have a blind that has damage similar to that. It's actually the one in my room.
It's like
there's like a half of that is gone. But
it's
yeah,
it's like a
it has
perfect little freaking hole just for his head. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
oh my god, he has one in the bedroom too. He
Mm-hmm.
he he just sits there and watches the birds.
Yeah, man, they just chill. They're good. Chill in the window. That's all they want.
Yeah, it's freaking nuts, man. I need to. If anybody is in the background of my stream elements, I needed to change that to discord.gg/handykillcam now, cause that's my partner, my Discord partner link. I could do it, but I had to do it after stream. But those that can get into my back end, I'd be much appreciated if you can do that for me. Um, cause I don't know if it's
But
gonna
yeah,
let you in. Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah.
What were you gonna say?
So got some interesting collaboration going on with something called Gen.G.
Din
Or
Jin
maybe it's called Gen G, whatever you want to call it.
Gingy? That
Gen G.
sounds like
Mhm.
uh 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 like a ginger pun, but
Yeah.
Gingy.
Well, it's supposed to be a GG pod because their actual logo has two G's next to each other, but the second G is facing the opposite direction, so the G's are looking at each other basically. Um, but yeah, so GG or Gen G, whatever you want to call it, has raised about $46 million in funding aimed at helping their group expand globally. What is Gen G? They're an esports organization.
Hmm.
Basically, they have competitive teams in U.S., China, South Korea for games like Clash Royale, Call of Duty, PUBG, Overwatch, and League of Legends.
Hmm.
Um, New funding is supposed to grow their presence globally, developing their youth esports academy programs and opening up a new Los Angeles headquarters in July of 2019. Okay, so why does this even matter, right?
Yes, tell us. Why does this matter?
Well, the backing is coming from some interesting companies and people. For example, one of the biggest surprises is it's being headlined by actor Will Smith.
What?
Yes, the funding round was headlined by actor Will Smith. I'm talking about like Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
Getting
Will
jiggy
Smith
with it.
getting
Nah,
jiggy
nah,
with
nah,
it.
nah, nah,
Will
nah,
Smith.
nah, nah. Yo.
Exactly. The young Morgan Freeman Will Smith, if you will.
Mr.
So,
Men in Black, one of the best
mhm.
franchise, by the way.
And Black. Yeah, that's actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
Good movies. Absolutely.
Yes,
But
definitely.
yeah, like he's actually one of the ones that headlined this, which I think is really cool.
That's interesting.
Also, there's a few other people too, so I'll mention them since we're not just gonna jump on Will Smith. There's a Japanese football star named Keisuke
Wait,
Honda.
wait, 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 wait. Japanese has football?
Yeah, no, I don't know if it's
Oh,
like
is it
our football or
soccer?
if the soccer one. It
It
doesn't
might be
say.
soccer. It might.
It might be
Yeah,
soccer. So
soccer makes
yeah,
more sense. But
probably soccer, but they just put football in the article.
yeah, well, yeah, because
Um,
most countries call football, most countries call soccer football. We're
yeah,
we're the only we're
exactly.
the only ones that call handling a ball with our hands football.
Right. I'll leave it to us.
Oh yeah, we're
Um,
not
but
smart.
some other people to get recognition: the Los Angeles Clippers minority owner Dennis Wong. Um,
Hmm.
there's also somebody who's a former chairman of U.S. Investments. There's also looks like Masterclass CEO, New Enterprise Associates, a bunch of different groups and companies and people are really pushing this. Even SVB Capital and Stanford University. So there's a lot of like important groups and people that are really backing this program up, and I like it. I like seeing that we got a lot of people on the top really pushing for an esports thing globally. I like it.
As much as people say blah blah blah, like it's it's gonna change gaming. It's actually a good thing. It's gonna make gaming more mainstream. Let me tell you something. I turned on the Disney Channel the other day. Guess what I saw?
Hmm.
The regular Disney Channel. Guess what I saw? I saw
Yeah.
I saw Overwatch esports being played
On Disney?
on Disney. Yeah,
Wow.
they actually have a partnership with Disney.
That's interesting.
That's interesting. So again, that's bringing gaming to the mainstream. So that's really cool. Another thing that has happened. Guess what ESPN has decided to do?
What's that?
They've also opened up their own esports division. So they actually have a segment where they just talk about nothing but esports. It's
Wow.
called ESPN Esports. Yes. Actually, I was watching a Mixer podcast because Mixer actually has a. I'm not. Again, this is just, you gotta understand. I'm everywhere. I do podcasts, so they actually have a lot of good game informing podcasts that are on their show. That are not just like random people like me or you. They're actually like people that like work in the gaming industry. And they actually interviewed like some people, and yeah, that's actually a thing, and it just got recently launched. So they talk about like League of Legends, CS:GO, anything that's like major in esports, and they break it down just like uh, um, they break it down just like they would like in sports, which is really cool. It gives I don't know. I think that's really cool. It makes gaming more mainstream. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they use esports to replace poker and spelling bees on ESPN. I never understood the okay. As much as I think spelling bees are cool and it's cool for children and I support that. I just never understood why on ESPN. Why not like
Now,
on PBS?
I'm okay with poker being on there, only
Mm-hmm.
because poker is kind of one of those like pastimes
Mm-hmm.
that we've had for the longest times.
Mm-hmm.
It's the kind of gaming that people don't consider gaming,
Gaming.
but they
Yeah.
don't realize that you're playing a card game.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't see a bunch of little kids playing, you see a bunch of adults, so they
Mm-hmm.
don't put it in the gaming category.
Mm-hmm.
But poker is a game,
It's
y'all.
it's also on Twitch too. There's a lot of live tournaments being on Twitch that are not just digital. That are not just digital. It's not like the game that you get on PS4. It's like actual real poker. I actually follow somebody because you know me. I'm always you like such an influence in my life, bro. It's crazy. It's a good thing you never influenced me to like bad things. Uh, uh, uh but yeah, well, some people would say poker's bad, but whatever. I've loved poker since like you showed me the game. So in fact, I still use the techniques that you taught me, and I win a lot actually. Not real money, of
Mhm.
course. My wife's always wanted me to try because she sees how good I am at poker. But I'm like, I don't ever want to take that chance because what if I lose a lot of? What if I gain a lot of money and then I lose it? I'd be so mad at myself. He said, I guess poker is okay since they are sweating. Since they are sweating, uh, if they are losing money. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, think about it like this: if you're saying like poker's not a game, then a lot of people would say, video games are not a sport. You know, so I mean, I don't know. To each their own. The way I see it, I mean, I don't know. It's cool though. I know for a fact if I go to Vegas, I gotta play one. I gotta play one game of poker. I gotta do it one time in my life, just to say that I did it. I'd feel stupid if I went to Vegas and I never tried.
Oh yeah, I would definitely be hitting up a Texas Hold'em table. Absolutely, I would definitely be putting some money down and seeing what I can do. Actually, looking at their faces, reading everybody, and pushing the envelope and getting a response out of them. I'm all about that. Like I will
Mm-hmm.
study you all day long.
I'd
I
have to
got
wear
you.
sunglasses though. My eyes
I don't even
are
need sunglasses.
my
My
eyes
regular glasses are good enough.
my eye. Well, no, I'm just saying my eyes are throwed off. I don't want people reading my eyes.
Oh, okay.
It's
Yeah,
more of
like I said, I've been
a
playing long enough to where like I'm good.
yeah.
I'm all right.
Yeah, he said they aren't, but that's my. What you think gaming's not a sport? Is that what you mean? Or you think poker? Well, if you want to call poker a sport, then a casino is a sport comp. Well, I mean, there's you got to remember though. There's two. You got to remember there's two. There's even poker recognizes there's two different types of poker. You have the poker that's just like casual gambling, or you have the poker that where you can actually go for the bracelet. Like they have the World Poker League. You know what I mean? So there's two different types. You're not gonna play casual poker like casino poker the same way you play World League poker. There's two different like it's the same game, but there's two different mental tactics that you have to play. There's
I
a
think the easiest way to kind of say it all, they're all competitions to some degree. Whether you
right,
want to call it a sport or not doesn't really matter.
right.
But they are all competitions, and of course, it's just a matter of preference as far as what people like. I can understand people not wanting to see poker on ESPN because it when you think ESPN, you're usually thinking about physical sports like football, basketball, stuff like that. So things like Texas Hold'em and even like video games, people don't want to see that because that's not what the general audience would see as physical. There are even some people that don't even like seeing pool or bowling on
Oh, I used
ESPN
to
just
watch
because
bowling
it's
all the time on ESPN. I thought it was
yeah, I
great.
watched it too. Yeah,
Thought it was
but there are
great.
some people that do argue that even those shouldn't be on there because they're just not physical enough. So, and that's why I'm to the point right now where I'm kind of I don't even really want to even use the word sport anymore because everybody has their own definition of what a sport is. But we could all agree that they're all competitions to some
Right.
degree.
Like, even chess is good too. It's mental. It's a good competitive mentally. Um, you know, but
Yeah.
they show that on Twitch, but they don't show that on ESPN or nothing like that. But yeah, I could totally understand that to what you're saying, because really the
I
sport
mean,
is
heck,
so
they even put Magic the Gathering on ESPN a long time ago.
yeah,
And that's a trading card game. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? It's not even poker. Right? It's not even nearly as acceptable as poker has been, but that was on ESPN a long, long time ago. So, I mean,
I,
whether you call it a sport or not, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter.
yeah, I remember it was like in the early 60, maybe 70 episode. I remember I told you I was at Wing Daddy's one day and we were watching ESPN. Remember they had the drone racing? They had actual drone
Oh,
racing.
yeah.
Yeah, I was
You
like,
told me that.
what?
Yeah.
They were like actually racing drones. It was actually really
Mhm.
entertaining to watch because you were watching the drone from its camera, so it was
Oh,
really
yeah.
cool. And then they had like all these different angles. It was actually really cool to watch. And like how they were like flying it and like trying not to collide with each other. And like and you have to go through these like certain rings. It was actually really entertaining to watch. I was actually fascinated. Like I was like actually on a lunch date with my wife, and I was so fascinated because it was something new. My wife was like, "Are you gonna just sit here and watch this, or are you gonna talk to me?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry, it's something new. I've never seen this before in my life. This is interesting." And it was right when we were having that. It was ironically enough, I remember because I brought it up during. We were actually having this conversation, and it was like when people were saying that this is not a sport and that's not a sport. Because remember when that first came to a head,
Yeah.
and because like that's when they were first talking about. That's when some game company or whatever like was investing in ESPN. I think it was Activision, or Activision was investing in ESPN was investing in Activision, and we said this was going to come to pass as far as ESPN getting involved in the esports and the gaming. And right then it was just a thought, but it's finally come to pass. So it's funny. It's great to see that stuff that we've actually talked about like a long time, like a while back, actually come to
Mhm.
pass. I think that's really cool. Um,
It is pretty
it
cool.
means we're like on the right track.
Right.
As far as people doing podcasts and stuff, because a lot of times people just talk about nonsense, or they just want to like they don't feel like they're being heard on the platform, so they just want to just come out here and talk on a just to talk, or not on here, but they just want to like create a podcast just because they want their opinion to be heard because they feel like their opinion is right. But it's actually cool when you see what you've talked about and what you've discussed actually come to pass. And I think that's really cool. It actually encourages me and keeps me motivated to keep doing this because it's like, dang, what other stuff are we going to discuss that comes to pass? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it kind of makes it legitimate, I guess is the best way to put it, which is kind of cool. I like that.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely. Definitely. Yeah, I wish I was more structured so I could be like, "Oh, let me go ahead and bring that clip up and, see, this is when we talked about it." But I don't know. To me that's just too much work.
No, they don't need to go through all that. Like I said, anyone who's been watching the podcast long enough, they'll get it. That's what matters.
Yeah.
If you're out here, I'm sorry, you're just late for the party.
You're
That's
always.
all I can
I
say.
can't help it. You're always late for church. I mean, you're
Yep.
late for church. You missed the message, man. What can I say?
Oh yeah.
And I can't blame nobody but yourself for being late for church.
Oh, by the
Uh
way, speaking of Will Smith, apparently he has a new movie coming out. I actually just saw a preview of it today, called Gemini or
oh
Gemini something.
yeah, I saw the preview for it. I think yesterday actually.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. I'm
Looks.
probably gonna look into that. We'll see.
Mm-hmm. Have I? I haven't beat the game yet, Cloudy. How can I get the critical mode if I haven't beat the game? He says, "Have you tried critical mode on Kingdom Hearts yet?" No, it came out yesterday though. I know it came out last night because my Xbox was updating it. Uh, so I haven't beat the game yet, man. I have to wait to beat the game. I can't. I can't beat the game before my daughter beats the game. Although I want to, I really do, but I can't. I want to.
You have to do the daddy thing and
I
work.
have to be a dad, chat. I have to be a dad. It's so hard though. So hard. Cause honestly, I'd rather beat the game and beat it all the way and beat critical mode, and then get it off my hard drive. Because once I beat the game, there's no and get everything for it. There's no reason for me to continue to play the game. You know what I mean? Or continue to play the game, but don't need it on my hard drive. Do you have? I thought you did have to beat the game first. That would make more sense. I would think you would have to beat the game first. Maybe you don't.
So there are a lot of games nowadays where you can start off playing at the highest difficulty, so you
Oh,
might be able to do that now.
okay. Maybe that's an accessibility mode. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding for the people that have been complaining about putting easy mode in games. And, people been saying, how is that accessible? Well, for some people, some things are hard for other people. Like I like the fact that they put in Mortal Kombat where like you can create or you can have it where like you don't have to actually hit the actual like button combination to do the to do the special move or the combos. If you're close to it, it gives it to you. That's cool. Because for some people it just may be hard or complicated. And I'm actually good at Mortal Kombat now. Woohoo! So
Hmm.
it's actually cool. Or maybe I wouldn't know since I've. Wait, you've already. Oh, maybe you wouldn't. Oh, I thought you already beat critical mode. Yeah, maybe you wouldn't know since you already beat it. I don't know. I will. I will try. I will try today. I got so much to do today. Um, I will try today, and I'll let you know. I'll start a new file and see. I'll start a third file and let you know. And then I'll let the podcast know next week.
There you go.
There you guys go. Speaking of esports stuff, I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but GameStop is getting into esports.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. They
Exactly
are.
how? Like, what are they doing?
They're actually starting their own division, but it's to
Hmm.
more. It's more to help. It's like esports training. It's more to get to people, like how like say for instance, like I got this one good friend of mine, and he's a good player. His name's Headshot. Um, and he's really good. He to me he could be he's on like one of the top 1% in Call of Duty. To me he could be pro, right? But it's hard for that person to get their foot in the door. So basically, what GameStop is doing is like they are like I'm paraphrasing like an academy or whatever, and they're helping people get into the door. And stuff like that to get them more recognized to other esports organizations. And guess where they're opening up their offices at?
Where's that?
Frisco, Texas.
Another Texas. That's
Another,
good.
yeah, and there's I'm telling you, Frisco, Texas is like becoming the place as far. I mean, as esports goes, we have Optic over there. We're gonna have the GameStop thing over there. There's other people moving to Frisco. Complexity is building their esports offices over there. I'm telling you, and then we have FaZe in Austin, and then we have then we also have, and then the Dallas Mavericks have their own esports team, esports
Yeah.
division, uh, in 2K, and in 2K, and actually they're housed over in Frisco, Texas. So you got family in Frisco? Man, I've been wanting to move. Like no lie, like no legit. Like I've been wanting to move to Frisco. Not because optics there, but because I've seen like how the like it's booming over there, and it's like and how the gaming industry is like booming over there, and a lot of opportunities being boomed over there, and I'm like, man, and you
Yeah,
know
there's a
how,
lot that goes on there in Austin. Austin seems to be a
yeah,
big hub for gaming.
yeah, there too. But Austin's like I don't know if I could live in Austin. I almost moved to Austin, but Austin's
Mm.
just so crazy. Frisco is
It
not.
is pretty
Yeah,
crazy, right?
yeah. Frisco is supposedly not that crazy yet. It's just like chill. Um. So, but I don't know. I don't know. My wife ain't down for it yet. My wife is down for San Antonio, which I love San Antonio. But you know me, I'm a go getter. I'm a opportunity seeker and risk taker. You know what I'm saying? If I see an opportunity, I'm not gonna wait for it to come knock on my door. I'm gonna reach out, and possibly make things happen. Now that doesn't mean opportunities don't come my way. I mean that's how the cerebral palsy thing happened. The Cerebral Palsy Foundation didn't even know that they were looking at me. Didn't even know. And here they are. Same thing, with some mixer situations, and so it's a beautiful thing, but sometimes you gotta like take risk and take opportunities because you only got one life to live, man. Dun dun dun. Um, Frisco, yeah. So yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, but you don't live in Texas no more, Cloudy. You moved. So sad face. No, I understand why you moved, man. I'm hopefully you're enjoying your life where you're at now, enjoying your new climate. So, but as you see, a lot of my topics are like little small topics here and there. But do you have any other knowledge for us, sir?
I have more of a suggestion,
Hmm.
and this is for mobile gaming developers. And I don't know if they're able to make this accessible, but I've learned that there are certain reasons why I've stopped playing certain games. Like, for example, Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, and even Fire Emblem Heroes.
Wait,
As
you
good as
stop
these games are,
you stop playing them?
well, for a little while, I still have them on my phone, so I haven't like uninstalled them.
Oh.
But I've been taking a break from them.
Oh.
One, because I'm playing a lot of new games and trying to, figure those out. But two, I've learned that there are certain games that can only be played in portrait mode instead of landscape, and I don't like that at all,
Oh, I
especially
hate
on
that.
my tablet. Now,
Oh.
just to break it down, because not everybody understands the difference. So, portrait mode is basically where you have to have your device vertical,
Up
kind of
and
up and
down.
down,
Up and
where
down. Yep.
and then landscape is everything where basically it's called horizontal, which is
Oh.
everything is like you hold it left to right,
Oh, yeah, I thought
kind
that
of a
was
thing. So,
vertical. Or no?
yeah, vertical is up and down,
Oh, hold
horizontal is
on.
left to right.
Oh.
I would rather hold my phone to where the long part's going left to right, so that like I can have more control of what's going on. If I'm
Mm-hmm.
holding a device vertical, it puts more weight on my hands and wrists, and it can be painful after a while because I'm not putting my tablet on a stand to play. I'm usually like sitting on my couch, maybe kicking my feet up or something, and sometimes I have to
Mm-hmm.
hold it up to see what's going on,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a little more annoying to play games that way.
And
So
go ahead.
I really wish that these games that kind of push for the that push for portrait mode, they give you the option to play either way because there are games out there for mobile that you can go either way, and I think that those games need those options for those of us who don't like playing in portrait mode.
Yeah, I mean that makes perfect sense. Actually, that would be a perfect accessibility option. Actually, because for those that don't know, OG has like some like issues with his wrist, so like he can't like always like be holding things a lot all the time. Like heavy things. Well, and so some people like the tablet might not be heavy, but after like long game sessions, it might seem a little heavy after time. Pretty much, right?
Yeah, like for example, if I was trying to play Arena of Valor,
Mm-hmm.
there's absolutely no way I could play it in portrait mode. Like, thankfully, that game is landscape, which is perfectly fine. And yes,
Mm-hmm.
I actually did download that on my phone. I did play it a little bit just to see how
Mm-hmm.
it feels.
Does it still feel the same?
I still think that I would prefer to be able to use a controller,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it did play a lot better than it was on my phone. So that's kind of cool.
Oh.
But no, I'm not playing it every day or anything. I was just kind of
Mm.
testing it for a couple of days just to
Right.
kind of get back into it a little bit. But I'm not going hard in it yet. It's just kind of on my tablet right now. But yeah, for any kind of game that requires you to pay a lot of attention and interact and stuff like that, like Arena of Valor, like portrait mode would be terrible because
Right.
that would basically put so much wear and tear on your wrist where the only way you'd be able to play it properly would be to dock it somewhere. And I
Right.
don't really have anything like that, so
Right.
that's really inconvenient.
Well, I must say, speaking of that, and we can, I'll after we speak on that, I could segue into Arena of Valor. There's some key features on Arena of Valor on the Switch that I absolutely love.
Hmm.
I absolutely love Arena of Valor on the Switch. These are two main games that I'm playing on the Switch that when my wife's not playing. Brawlhalla, I mean not Brawlhalla, Super Smash Brothers. I just totally hurt Super Smash Brothers feelings. Super Smash Brothers and Arena of Valor.
Arena of Valor.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, but I totally get it. I don't understand why people don't do landscape mode and portrait mode. I don't understand why they don't make their games that way. Um yeah, cuz I'm the same way too. There's some games like I just don't like playing in portrait mode. In fact, that's a lot of reason why I don't play a lot of games too, is because it's easier for me to hold my hands in port or in landscape mode
Landscape.
than it
Hmm.
is in portrait mode. So yeah, it's annoying, especially because I have a Note. I have a Note 8, so it's a little bit bigger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like the phone to me is made for landscape mode.
Landscape.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So it almost to me sometimes, and this is wrong. This is going to be politically incorrect, but I honestly don't care. Sometimes it makes it feel like when the game is just in portrait mode that it's not made for my phone because like I feel like the Note 8 is made for landscape stuff. You know what I mean? To me, to my brain, like you know what I mean? So like 9 times out of 10, I won't play a game if it's in portrait mode only. You know what I mean? Because it's annoying.
Yeah.
That's probably why I don't play Fire Emblem so much. Uh,
Hmm.
because I actually have Fire Emblem on my phone.
Yeah.
So I'm
But you
not
can only play it in one mode,
right.
which is
Which makes
my
no sense
biggest.
because Fire Emblem would be perfect for landscape mode.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I don't get it.
I don't get
And
it.
then, and same with the Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. I mean, there's a lot of exploring that you can do. Why force me to have to use it a certain way? Like, I just don't get
And
that.
there's so much less real estate you see in portrait mode. You would have so much more real estate to see, like as far as the game wise. If you saw it in landscape mode, especially in Brave Exvius. I don't I mean I remember Brave Exvius, but I hadn't played it so long that I forgot that it's only in portrait mode. That's probably why I
Yeah.
stopped playing it too. That's probably why, because it's actually a great game.
And
Uh, it's
yeah,
uh,
I love it.
it's actually a really great game. But yeah. So hopefully, maybe that's what they can work on. That whole division we were talking about earlier. Um,
Yeah.
So maybe.
Phew.
Bless you. Them
Thank you.
allergies though, man. Them Texas allergies. Let me tell you what.
Yeah, the rain pushed it in.
Yeah, you would think rain would wash it away. I'm just saying.
Well, actually, it probably did wash it away. I probably sees it for a different reason, but
One
yeah.
one day we will have our cologne, sir. One day.
Uh-oh.
Okay,
One
so
day.
for those that don't know, me and OG like we love like like the smell of rain. Uh like after like the rain, like how it smells. And like one day when we were kids, we're like, dude, what if like we like made that into like a cologne and it was like we called it rain.
Hmm.
Yo, and yeah. And we thought that was
I'm
like the
sure it exists somewhere.
not as cool as us though. Not as cool. We
Right.
we we better get our trademark money then. We better get our royalties because that was our idea. We were like, I think I was like 15, 14. But so rain will be a thing one day. and it'll be under the OG, and we'll be able to buy it at the OG podcast store near you.
Mm.
Whoa, was that after partaking in some cigar weed? I mean, maybe back then it's a possibility.
That's actually a strong possibility.
That's a strong possibility.
Not confirm nor deny.
I will not. Yes, exactly. I will not confirm or deny that. Yeah, there was a lot of Doritos in back in those days too. Hey, you know they came out with a new Doritos. It's a spicy.
They always have a new Dorito.
But it's like it's like a really good spicy one. I don't know. I don't know if you possibly tried it because I know you the Dorito man.
If it's the sweet chili spicy one or whatever it's called, the one in the purple bag, I have had it. It is pretty good.
Okay, it has. Okay, so you recommend?
Yeah, if you can find it, because not everybody sells it. But yeah.
I'll buy it on Amazon. Bam, and get like 20 bags. Bam.
Yeah, but I think spicy sweet chili is the one that I have. But there are some spicy ones that are out there that I don't like. But I don't remember their name.
Spicy sweet chili. Man, but to seg on to Arena of Valor, it's actually really, really good on the Switch. I really enjoy it a lot, and Overwatch can take some notes, man, because it actually has solo queue and ranked. So if I don't have a full squad, I can play by myself with other people that are solo queuing, and we do well. And the rank mode is beautiful. Let me tell you why it's beautiful. Say if your friend leaves the game and oh no, we are down. Oh my Jesus, we are so down. And I don't want to leave the game because I don't want to lose. The game rewards me for not leaving.
There you go.
In ranked, it rewards my rank, and it also, it rewards you. Even say if you lose, it still rewards you on how you played, on your rank. So it even shows you. It breaks it down on why it gave you so many rank points for this match because you did this and you did that for your team, even though you lost.
Right.
So how you play is more greater than if you win or lose. So that's beautiful.
No, that's pretty cool that it recognizes you. It's really cool. Like I said, I played it quite a bit when it first dropped. And then, of course, obviously I hadn't played it for a long time. When I jumped back into it, right after the podcast last week, I started playing again. I was like, yeah, this is about as good as I remember. And it was great. It's just, again, I would be better on a controller than on an actual mobile device. So
yeah, definitely. Well, when you come over, whenever that is, I will let you check out Arena of Valor, play some Arena of Valor, and see if you like it. See if you. That's the beautiful thing. Before you get your Switch, you can. I could be your test dummy. My Switch could be your test dummy, so you know what you need, what you don't need. You know what I mean? I kind of went in the blindfold a little bit, because I didn't know what I needed and what I didn't need. I just figured, I'm gonna need this. I'm gonna need that. You know what I mean? But yeah, dude, Arena of Valor is good. Is really, really good.
It's a really good game. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like I said, if anyone that's familiar with League of Legends, it's basically similar to that.
Oh yeah, it's really, I like it better than Smite. Honestly, it's like my favorite MOBA, and I know people are like, well, you're talking about Overwatch and Arena of Valor. That's two different type of games. Yes, it's two different type of games. One's a MOBA, one's not a MOBA, but they can still implement some type of ranking system to make Overwatch feel better in the ranking system. There's no reason why you should be punished for staying in a game that somebody else left in the rank, or if you wanted to leave the game. There's no reason why you should be punished when somebody was the reason why you lost the game, or somebody left the game and you stayed, or you left because somebody else left the game. Like, their algorithm has to be, they gotta make their algorithm smarter. And to be honest with you, like, I haven't played Overwatch in a long time because it's so frustrating. Because I enjoy, even though I'm not a pro player, I enjoy competitiveness. When it comes to game, I don't care if I suck. Like, competitive play is what helps me get better in games. Like, casual play, like, yeah, it's fun, but then, like, I'm like, most of the time when I'm playing casual play in any other kind of game, I'm like, oh, well, dang, I'm really good at this game. But I really don't know how good I am at the game, or if I need to improve, or where I need to improve until I play competitively. You know what I'm saying? Because, competitive players are a total different mindset. So I enjoy playing competitive play in any game, mostly any game. That's why I used to play what is that on Call of Duty? Game battles. I used to play GBs in game battles, not because I thought I was like gonna be like the greatest handicap pro player. It was just because I enjoyed the competition. I enjoyed the competitiveness. Like, that was a high for me, win or lose. I was, I get addicted to the atmosphere. And you see, I'm saying these certain words because it will be able to segue back into my question. Because it's probably, after OG says some more knowledge, it's probably the discussion that I'm going to end on. I don't know if we're going to end completely, but it will be what I want to end on. And I'll repeat the question after OG gives some more knowledge.
Well, there's not really a whole lot else I really want to push right now as far as new knowledge.
Okay, cool.
I will just give everybody a reminder of a wonderful event called Summer Games Done Quick 2019. That's right. Not even a related segue, but it doesn't matter because it's wonderful advertisement at its finest. Yep. Sunday, June 23rd is when it will start. Pre-game, 10:30 a.m. CST. We'll be ending that Saturday night, basically going into Sunday morning on the 30th at, a little after midnight is when it will be ending once they finish Chrono Trigger, which is going to be the last game they're going to be playing for the finale, ran by Poexel, who, for those who don't know, is one of the people who basically speedruns many wonderful RPGs, and Chrono Trigger being one of the most popular RPGs ever. That will be part of the finale starting that Saturday evening at about 5:30 p.m., give or take an hour, depending on, where the other games go. Definitely want to be there for that. Considering taking, if I can get approved, I'm thinking about possibly taking that Friday off if I can, just so I can see some other games they're doing, because I believe that's where they're doing some of their Mega Man stuff, and I love watching me some Mega Man speed runs. And then, of course, I think they're also doing Star Fox 64, which is one of my favorite games on the Nintendo 64.
Yeah, when the Rumble Pack was introduced.
Oh yeah, man! No, that Star Fox is probably to me the most hyped game for the 64. Like, straight up, its multiplayer sucked, but oh my god, that single player was.
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad.
I mean, like I said, we played the multiplayer a lot, but I'm not gonna lie. Like, there were like a lot of other games I would have rather played than Star Fox 64 in terms of multiplayer.
Okay, so would you rather play Wingback or Star Fox 64 multiplayer?
Wingback or Star Fox? Ooh.
See,
that's a good question.
Because they were both those multiplayers were bad.
Okay. Yeah, they were both pretty bad. I'm going to say probably Wingback only because you had a little more places to kind of hide. Like, it was Gears of War before Gears of War existed. So I'm gonna give Wingback a little bit of, and not by a large margin. It's a very small margin. But Star Fox 64 was great because of the single player. Like, that's where it really surpassed most games in general. It was ahead of its time for that.
That's funny because that's where I am with Mortal Kombat 11.
Yeah.
Single player.
You play for the single player.
Playing for the single player. Single player is awesome. Although it drives me nuts that I hear Ronda Rousey's voice as Sonya.
Oh,
it drives me nuts. It drives me up. I don't, because I don't know. I don't know. She's she's one of those that the complain the gang kind of people, and I'm not on that train. So and like when I see Sonya, I think of somebody else, and Ronda Rousey's not that person that I think of as that person. So, but yeah, sorry, I had to go on a little tangent there, but
No, you're good, bro. You're good, bro. But yeah, some of the stuff that I'm looking forward to for the GDQ, obviously the finale for Chrono Trigger, that's going to be awesome. I think on that same day they're going to be doing Super Mario World
ooh,
96 Exit, so that's going to be cool to see. They're also going to be doing Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu slash Eevee
not showing my
on
wife,
Saturday.
not showing my daughter. Nope,
Not showing your daughter. Well,
nope,
that's going to start early in the morning, so maybe you will be still asleep when that comes on. Well, it's
maybe.
hard to say.
And this Friday
Um, no, we're
or
talking like June, like
June?
June the
Oh,
23rd,
oh,
to
okay,
June the 30th.
okay.
That's going to be when Awesome Games Done Quick's happening.
Oh, okay.
But a couple of other highlights. They are doing Breath of the Wild
Hmm.
on that Friday at about 9 something p.m., 9:30 ish, give or take an hour. Because again, you never know when they do a bunch of random hype stuff in between. So if you're into Breath of the Wild, that's going to be something cool to see. For those of you that are big into Tetris Effect, which was one of the newer Tetris games before Tetris 99, that was kind of big. They're doing a thing with that, which is interesting.
Yeah, I saw that. I
Uh,
saw that in the store. Tetris Effect.
mhm.
I thought about it.
Yeah,
I don't
A
know.
lot of people like it because the music is really what gets you involved in the game.
Hmm.
It's really about the music
Hmm.
more than anything else. So, like I said, it's something to look at the very least. A lot of critics actually have been giving that game high praise.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I wonder if
but
that's
it's
better than
one.
Tetris 99 because I told you I'm not a real big fan of Tetris 99 as I thought I would be.
You might like this better than Tetris
I
99, only
might.
because you are a big music head.
All right.
So, music plus playing Tetris, you might dig
Yo,
this a lot more.
this might be a game to stream, chat. I might have to look into
There you
this.
go.
I might have to look into this.
You might look into
I
that. Yeah.
might need to look into that. I might look into that while we're playing Shadowverse. I might turn on the Switch and look it up and see what it is, what it do. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Because I played a game similar to that because the PlayStation Now actually introduced me to a puzzle game that was similar to that, where it was really big into the music. And honestly, I was digging it. I actually liked it.
That's dope.
So, yeah, you might like it. But other highlighted games for the games done quick, they're doing Octopath Traveler again, which is
Ooh,
awesome.
nice, nice.
That's going to
How do
be
you
on
feel
that
about that though? How do you feel about that? Because you really want to play the game, so like, but now you know what to expect. Do you think
Well,
that's
here's
gonna
the thing.
ruin the experience for you?
It
Mhm.
doesn't ruin the experience, and here's
Mhm.
why.
Mhm.
When you're
Okay.
speedrunning RPGs, you're missing the entire story.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
So I'm not missing out. I'm not getting any real spoilers, so
Mhm.
it's perfectly fine.
Like,
That's what I don't
mhm.
mind.
That's why like I try not to watch games that like have story games like that I know that I'm gonna buy because I don't want to know the story because I'm like this. I'm a bad person on reruns. I don't like watching reruns on shows at all. I can't do
Mm,
it. I can't even watch like it's hard for me to watch the same movie twice. Um it's just like if I've already seen it, then I don't want to see it again. Not not because it's bad or anything. It's just my brain is like, oh, okay, I've already seen this. I'm good. I'm good. You know what I mean?
yeah, I feel
So
you.
I'm the same way with games. Like if I've already seen somebody do it and I know the ending of the game, okay, well I don't necessarily need to see them do it because my dreams have come true. What are you talking about? What is this? Um Oh my god, somebody made it. Oh my god, somebody made the cologne. Crew Dog found the cologne. It's actually called Rain.
I told you it was out there somewhere.
Dang it! I need my money. Give me my money. Where my money? Brian, where my money, Brian? Where my money?
Don't
Give me
make
my
me look like
money.
a fool.
Don't make me look like a fool. Give me my money. Dang it! Oh man. Well, I need to get on my other $1 million idea then before somebody takes it.
Yeah, just don't tell the world yet. Just put it in the
No, yeah,
practice.
no. I'm actually already in the process of trying to get it done. I need somebody to sketch the blueprint because I'm gonna have my brother-in-law engineer it. It's a really genius idea. It could possibly change the world. Hopefully, maybe. Well, at least as far as the gaming industry, and with accessibility, woo boy. Hopefully, and then the game plan is in once I have a mock up and a prototype, then get able gamers on board, then get other people on board. Oh boy, I tell you, my mind's always working, chat. Tell you, my mind's always working, and
That mouse is running that wheel hard. I'm telling you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So gamers done quick, guys. Be there or be square.
Yep. And the last thing I kind of want to hype up about it too, because this is something that I'm not exactly sure how they're going to do this, but if it's the way it sounds, it's going to be very interesting. They're doing a Super Mario World blind relay race. So
Man.
literally, if it's what I think it is, they're literally going to be blindfolded, and then whenever they die, they have to hand the controller to the next person on their team to try to do the level until one of those two teams beats the level. If it's what it sounds like, which I think will be very
That'd be
interesting.
interesting. Yeah, I know DB. Yeah, I've been thinking about DB. I've been praying on it because like this is to me like this is and it's something like I've looked it up. This is something that hasn't been done, so it's very delicate. But yeah, I've been praying on it. I'm just waiting on the right moment to ask, if that makes sense. Um, yeah, that's cool though, man. So they're gonna be blindfolded. That's crazy. How can you play a
That's what
game
it looks like.
blindfolded?
Well, I mean,
I
they've
mean,
done
I
that
know.
before.
I mean, I know
I
people play
mean,
the game blind, but I always wondered how people do that though. That's crazy.
well, you have to play a game a lot, and it's a lot about you're hearing a lot of like sound cues that'll let you know where you're at and what you're doing. So when you play a
Mm.
game long enough to the point to where you can hear it and know what to do, it's a great thing. And the first time they ever did something like that was when they did Punch Out Blind, which I thought was really, really phenomenal.
Wow, that's crazy. Speaking of Punch Out you can now play for free with your Nintendo membership. It's
Hmm.
yeah, but which is cool because I never played Punch Out until just recently. I never got to get my hands on Punch Out, so
Yep.
I actually got to play it. It was really cool.
Yeah,
Speaking of
I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you got to
yeah,
play it.
yeah,
Oh,
speaking of
and Kingdom Hearts 3 will also be there too, for those wondering. They
whoa,
are speedrunning Kingdom Hearts 3. They're going to be doing that on that Thursday, the June 27th. It is scheduled, and again, give or take an hour because, this is all going to be live and they're doing stuff. But give or take an hour, it's going to start at about 10:30 a.m. Central Time. So give or take an hour on that. And that's when they should be starting that particular game. So it's going to be right after Fire Emblem Fates, which is why I also want to take Thursday off because I want to see that too. So
hmm.
yeah, they got a lot of hype stuff going on.
And one of those days before his show comes on, he's gonna come over and hang out with Handy Killcam and play some Switch. Actually, we need to do that before. We need to do that before June, though. That would be nice to do that before June. But 'cause that's a long way. Actually, that's like
yeah, they're actually doing it pretty late, like towards
yeah,
the end of June. Yeah,
that's
which is
nice.
fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Still long though.
Yeah.
That's
But it gives you
awesome.
time to prepare and get
Yes,
your donation saved up. Even if it's just $5, that's perfectly fine.
and
Because,
we're
like I
not
said, I will be making my own
and we're
donation.
not talking about donating to us. We're talking about donating to Gamers Done Quick.
Yeah, the
Please.
game's done quick, not us.
Yeah, I would never. I would never. Uh, I would never like intrigue you to donate to me or OG like that. But for charity, for Gamers Done Quick, yes, go throw all your money at Gamers Done Quick or any other charity that you feel is as something
That
that
you're passionate
yeah
about.
that you're
Yeah.
passionate about. You know what I'm saying? We're not saying that Gamers Done Quick is the only charity. There's other charities out there too, but whatever charity you're passionate about that you hold dearly to your heart, and go for it. Like mine is Able Gamers. Like I love Able Gamers. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm passionate about. But that doesn't mean I don't support Gamers Done Quick. I support Gamers Done Quick too. But Able Gamers is what I'm passionate about. So whatever I can to do and support Able Gamers, throw money at the screen, we do. We do. So and this kind of segues into the question. For those that don't know, I asked the question earlier in the podcast, and I said we were going to talk about it. And it's more of a self-reflecting question as a streamer. And I actually got this question from a sermon that I was in church, not last Sunday, but the Sunday before. And it was talking about, are you addicted to approval? And so as I'm sitting there meditating on the message and the word, God started to, yo, Crew Dog with that $10 donation. Oh my Jesus, man. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. Thank you so much, Crew Dog. Yo. Yo, man, Crew Dog. Thank you so much, Crew Dog. Man, Crew Dog. Man, it's been a while since I heard that song.
Right?
Shut up and take my money. That was his message. Shut up and take my money.
You got it.
Shut up and take my money.
All right, I took it. So the question I want to ask, and I'm glad you did that actually. Not because you donated money, but I'm glad you triggered the notification, because this is so I started meditating on it, and God started, because where I spend most of my time is streaming, and so God started giving me questions to ask myself, to self-reflect. And then he also said, say this in the podcast, because I know some people have been like struggling as far as streamers, even though they may think they're not in a good place. They are in a good place. And I just want everybody that's a streamer that's either listening or sitting here, I want you to self-reflect right now. Do you love streaming for streaming, or are you addicted to the high that streaming gives you? And when the stream is not there, are you agitated and frustrated because you're not getting your fix? And you say, well, what's this high that you speak of? Maybe it's people talking in chat. Maybe it's the donations. Maybe it's the raids, the viewers. Maybe it's the views. Maybe it's the subs. And when you start to not get those things when you're streaming, do you find yourself frustrated trying to figure out how to get your fix? But if your mind wasn't focused on getting the fix and you sat back and you looked, your stream is actually doing just great. You got 30, 20 viewers a day. You got 10 viewers a day. But you're frustrated because you're not getting your fix. And this is the problem. As streamers, we get addicted to these things. And when we're not getting our fix, we're on the momentum and we don't see it. Because we're too focused on trying to get our fix, and we are acting like mental fiends, and it shows on stream. What does it show as? Maybe depression. I call it streamer depression. Maybe streamer lack of motivation. Maybe streamer outburst, anger. And it's funny because God started showing, because you got to remember, I grew up with a drug addict. My mother was a drug addict. And I was like, God started showing me this, and I was like, wow. I was like, and now he was like, he's like, now put that in perspective with like people in streaming. And I was like, wow. I was like, so many people are addicted to the high. Just like medication, you have to take a break from it, or it will. Yeah, Kudak said, just like medication, you have to take a break from it for it to work like it used to. Yeah, you know, and yo, if I'm not calling anybody else saying anybody's addicted, so please don't. If that's how you feel, then that's God convicting your heart, and that's something you need to reflect on and you need to work on. And you know, the best way I could tell you to do that is take a break, breathe, because look at it from another perspective. Because here you are addicted to that, but your stream might be doing amazing. You know what I'm saying? Your stream might be you might be growing in ways that you never thought. You might be reaching people that you never thought. But you're so addicted to certain things that have happened on your stream that you're missing your blessing. You're missing your blessing because you're focused on other things. You're focused on and maybe you might not see that. Maybe you might not see the blessing that you're getting, but you may not realize that you're a blessing to other people. You're a blessing to other people, but you can't be that blessing to other people if you're focused on other things. I'm telling you, guys been speaking to me deep, and you sit there and say, "Whoa." And I said, this is why I had to restore and restoration, because God needed to speak to me. And he said, you know, he was showing me things. You know, I was like, okay, God, okay. So I was like, man. So we have to get to that place to where we love doing what we love to do because we love to do it. Not because we're trying to trigger a donation. Not because we're trying to trigger a sub. Not because we're trying to get partnered. Not because we're trying to get 20 viewers in chat. We need to do it because we love to do it. Because if we get too focused on the addiction, on the high, we're killing ourselves. And not only are we killing ourselves, we're killing our streams. And then at the same time, we're relying on expectations, but expectations could really destroy us. Because we're expecting this to happen, but at the same time, this doesn't happen. So we think we didn't do well, but in reality, we did amazing. So many times I see streamers, and I'm just speaking from example, like from what I see streamers come and they do amazing, but they didn't do what they expected. They didn't get what they expected, what they wanted out of it. And they stop. But they don't realize what they did for that other person. We have to get out of the mindset that sometimes it's not for what we get out of streaming. It's what we do for other people with streaming. We might be that person's peace. Now, that's not necessarily right, because we should find our peace spiritually somewhere else. But from people that may not have that kind of relationship with God or whatever they believe in, we might be their peace. We might be their place to come to when they're like dealing with frustration, when they're dealing with something crazy. We might be that place where they go to where they know, hey, I know if I go to Crew Dark stream in the morning, I could just chill and everything's cool. It's my escape. Crew Dog is my escape. But if you stop because you're not getting what you want out of your stream because your expectations, man, It's crazy because you're actually you're actually like you're getting addicted to that, to wanting a certain thing, but God might have something else planned for you in your stream. It's crazy, man. So I don't expect responses. I don't expect people to say anything. I expect you. All I want is you guys to self-reflect as streamers and ask yourself, do I really do this because I love to stream and to help others, to be there for other people, or am I addicted to the high? And if you're addicted to the high, you have to do what most people do when they are addicted to high. You have to take a break. You have to focus on what's important. Focus on why you were doing this in the first place. Cause I guarantee you guys, I wasn't doing this to be rich. I've never started Twitch to be rich. I never started doing content to be rich. I started doing content because I realized that I could possibly be a blessing to somebody else. And why well, why not? I can play video games anyways. And me showing my situation and who I am and who I am as a person might be a blessing to somebody else, to say, you know what? I can do something with my life. I can do something. I don't have to just sit here and be confined to a bed. I don't have to sit here and just be confined to a wheelchair. I don't have to just sit here and just let my life dwindle away. I could do something if I want to do it. Even if it's not streaming. My goal is to inspire somebody that you can do something with your life if you just try and push. You can overcome any obstacle if you believe in yourself. So, and you know, for example, sometimes when we get certain places in our stream as far as money, stardom, um whatever the case may be, we tend to lose the reason why we wanted to do this in the first place. And if we start to lose the focus on why we wanted to do this in the first place, then we start losing the core of our stream, and it becomes something else. And then again, it just becomes this big old addiction. And then, because we haven't realized that we are addicted to the high of the streaming as far as money, donations, and hosts, and whatever the case may be, we spread that addiction to other people. And then it becomes this big old ball of addiction, and we don't even realize it. It's the same thing. It's the same thing with drugs or anything that we take, anything that can conform an addiction. And again, it's just, I just wanted to share that message with you guys, man. And it was crazy how God showed me that. And I was like, okay, God. I was like, yeah. I was like, you make a valid point. Well, of course, God always makes a point. There's nothing that God doesn't tell me that He doesn't make a point. There's always a reason why God has me in certain situations. There's a reason why God has me streaming. There's a reason why God has me in this place. There's a reason why God has me here with OG. There's a reason why God has you in this room here right now, listening to this message or listening to it on wherever it may be. God don't make mistakes. And so, and I was like, man, I was like, wow. I was like, that's deep. That's intense. And so I want to leave this podcast with you guys to do homework, mental homework, and I want you guys to reflect. Those that are streamers or content creators, I want you guys to reflect on yourself. What's the real reason why you do this? And are you addicted? And that's the end for me. There, OG.
Yeah, I think we're good for today.
You think we're good then? All right.
But I'll go ahead and get this ended for you. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching and listening to the OG podcast. We are here Wednesdays, 10 a.m. Central. So we hope that you guys show up. We hope that you guys can participate. And for those who can't be there live, we appreciate those of you who watch us on all other platforms. Remember, we are on SoundCloud. We do have YouTube as well. So, like I said, we appreciate those of you who take the time out to listen to these videos. And then, if you did stick here this long, give yourself a pat on the back for sticking it out. We definitely appreciate you coming. And we hope to see you guys next week. Keep gaming, and y'all take care.
Yo, thank you, man. Also, don't forget tomorrow, unless Able Gamers tells me otherwise, tomorrow I'll be on Mixer, hanging out at Mixer. We're gonna be playing Smash tomorrow. And Warwick, I'll read your comment, man. He said, "Dang, I turn around for 1 minute, 1 moment, and I come back and Handy spitting spitting it out straight." Yo, thank you, man. Yo, I'm just sharing it how God shared it with me. But thank you, man. I do appreciate everybody here, man. Y'all are awesome. And don't forget, tomorrow, Mixer, Smash, unless Able Gamers tells me otherwise. And then if I'm on Able Gamers tomorrow, I will be playing Smash on Able Gamers. But just know, follow me on all social media. I will let y'all know on Twitter, though, where I'll be at for sure. Probably an hour before or 30 or 45 minutes before stream. So keep your notifications locked. All right? I'm Handy Killcam saying peace.
Later.